slot T to perfection in this one. Howe hasn't struggled like this all year till Bells came to town. The Bells defense is for real. Gunner went out to Lone Oak and dismantled them 84-0. Tonight we have 3 big games that have big impacts on the district standings. Gunner will be hosting Leonard tonight. Leonard will have their hands full with Gunner tonight. Gunner isn't happy with Leonard at all. Leonard coaches did not want Gunner to get a transfer quarterback and went to the UIL. The student was denied to play at Gunner and had to go back to Sherman. Look for Gunner to put up a lot of points on Leonard tonight. Howe will be hosting Blue Ridge tonight. Big time game for both teams as they are tied for the 3 spot in the district. But the loser of this game could be eliminated from playoff contention, so this will be a big time matchup. Bells will host Lone Oak tonight. Lone Oak has been eliminated from the playoffs and looks to pull a big upset in Bells tonight. A win for Bells and they can clinch a playoff spot. Currently, Gunner is the only team that has clinched a playoff spot, but more will come in the last 2 weeks. Everyone going out to these games tonight, have safe travels, and let's hope that all the games are injury-free tonight. Good luck to all the teams and all the seniors participating in their last home game. Adios.
Today's District 8 3A Division II Roundup is brought to you by Don's Smokehouse.
Don's Smokehouse is located in downtown Howe and is a full-service butcher shop.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party.
At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
This is Michelle Castle with Guild Mortgage, welcoming you to Howe Bulldogs football. Guild has been delivering on the promise of home to hundreds of thousands of people just like you for over 60 years. With a big heart and a desire to serve, we're committed to making life better in our communities. This is where we live, and we're committed to building it with you.
Guild Mortgage Company, Equal Housing Opportunity Company, NMLS number 3274. Michelle Castle, NMLS number 231122. Branch address 714 North Travis Street, Sherman, Texas 75090. All loans subject to underwriter approval. Terms and conditions apply. Subject to change without notice.
Hi, this is Matt Linder with Linda Hamill Insurance. Your home field is where everything happens. And I'm not talking about Bulldog Stadium. We're talking about your home, your car, and your life. For over 30 years, we've been offering bundled discounts on home, auto, and life. We offer Germania and Progressive insurance protection, as well as many others to suit your needs. Call us today at 903-965-4098 or come by and see us at 106 North Broadway in Bells, Texas. That's 903-965-4098.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party. Welcome to the Linda Hamill Insurance Coaches Corner. Now let's join Monty Walker with Howe Bulldogs head coach Lance Bryan.
All right, Coach, Bells is ranked 5th for a reason. Really good football team, just like against Gunner. You really put up a nasty fight there, and a couple of red zone issues could have made that a down to the wire type of game.
We got the ball down in the red zone a couple times and weren't able to come away with some points. And some of that's our own execution, and some of that is a credit to their defense. It's a really good defense. I mean, they held number 1 team in the state at 24, just a couple weeks ago. So they're hard to score on, and they've got a lot of really excellent players on their defense. They've got more than one guy that's going to be first team all district, and they had a preseason all-state guy over there. So that they have a lot of good players, and they're hard to score against. And we executed pretty well, and we were able to move the ball, and we got almost about 300 yards of total offense, which is not very good for us. As of this point this season, that's actually our lowest total. But we did some good stuff, and there was some flashes there. But it wasn't enough to kind of overtake them. And our guys did fight really hard for the most of the game, and it kind of got away a little bit late. And that's happened the last couple of weeks, and we're not really satisfied with that. But we're trying to push up to the next level, and there's a lot of steps to get on the level of top 5 teams, and we think we're taking some strides to get there, but we still have a little bit further to go.
So going through that tough stretch of Gunner and Bells, I thought your offensive line played well. ran the ball okay, but only allowed 1 sack against number 1 and number 5.
You know, those guys did a great job, and they've really done a great job all season. We haven't given up a whole lot of sacks really the whole year, and so you know, we do a lot of stuff with pocket presence with Haley and stuff like that. But you know, quarterbacks can have all the pocket presence in the world, but if you're getting pressure, then eventually you're going to have to figure something out. And our offensive line's giving him a lot of time to make a lot of throws, and I mean, there's a reason why he's, you know, throwing for almost 2,000 yards this season, and you know, throwing a bunch of touchdowns. Is the offensive line's giving him a lot of time all year, and you know, we're definitely going to need that this Friday night.
So going through that brutal schedule, you want to come out healthy. You know, Bryce Crosby went out during the game. If he's not able to play, what happens to your lineup? You know,
he's definitely an emotional and a leader for us. You know, he plays with his hair on fire and really flies around, and he's got an X factor about him. You know, you might not notice him for 2 or 3 plays, and then all of a sudden he's chasing the quarterback out of the backfield or getting a big sack, or you know, he makes a big play, and you know, he's really fired up and he wears his heart on his sleeves, and you know, our kids really rally around that, and you know, they like playing with him. Unfortunately, if he's not going to be able to go, then you know, other guys are going to have to step up, and you know, we've rotated some guys on the D line, and there's been some guys that have played a little bit sporadically that have been working really hard in practice week in and week out, trying to get ready for, you know, their opportunity. And I've said it before, and you know, injuries are they're unfortunate and they're terrible, but you know, they are somebody else's opportunity. And there's a guy, Ethan Mayo, that's you know, been playing behind Bryce all year, and you know, he's gotten in a little bit here and there, but you know, he's going to get an opportunity to really show what he can do. And you know, he's 6'1", 195. I mean, he's a good athlete too, and so we're excited to see what he can bring to the table. And you know, he's going to try to fill those shoes, and we think he can do it.
So going into the injuries again, depth has become somewhat of an issue with a small roster, but it's not a talent issue. When one man goes down, there's talent, like you said with Ethan Mayo. Tristan Williams stepped in for Ryan Huff when he went out. That's a big game right there.
You know, Tristan's another one of our sophomores. He's started on defense all year, and so even though he's stepping into, you know, a little bit bigger role on the offense, you know, it's not anything new for him. The moment's not too big. He's lined up on the other team's sideline a lot, you know, this season, and usually when you put a corner on the other team's sideline, you know, you don't get a chance to kind of coach them up and talk to them as much as a coach, and so you have to put a lot of trust in that guy to remember what to do and you know, to play good technique, and he's done that, you know, down in, down out all season. And so we knew that, you know, if something were to happen, or if he were to have to step in on offense, that he'd be ready for that moment. And you know, he's made a lot of plays and you know, sporadically throughout the year, even in a limited role, and I bet he just continues to do so, you know, in a little bit more of an expanded role, and so we have all the faith in the world in him.
We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Hi, this is Matt Linder with Linda Hamill Insurance. Your home field is where everything happens, and I'm not talking about Bulldog Stadium. We're talking about your home, your car, and your life. For over 30 years, we've been offering bundled discounts on home, auto, and life. We offer Germania and Progressive insurance protection, as well as many others to suit your needs. Call us today at 903-965-4098, or come by and see us at 106 North Broadway in Bells, Texas. That's 903-965-4098.
Coach, as of the moment, no decision has been made on whether to move the game or play through it. It's going to be cold and rainy. Should the game still continue on Friday, how does that affect your game plan?
You know, one of the things we talk about is that, you know, there's only one difference between a wet ball and a dry ball, and that's that one's wet. You know, yesterday in practice we were dunking balls in water, and you know, I had a water bottle and I was spraying it on the center's hand like as he's getting ready to snap, and you know, you try to prepare for some of that, get ready for that, and you know, we're gonna have to play in the rain, but so's the other team, and so you know, that can't be an excuse. And you know, one thing we talk about all the time about the weather is it doesn't matter if it was 104 degrees outside and 115 on the turf early in the season, or cold and windy. It's always near perfect weather. It doesn't matter. We get to play football, and so it's always perfect weather when you get to do that. And we feel like we've done a lot of stuff, you know, offensively to be able to play in multiple kinds of games. You know, we can run the ball, we can throw the ball, we throw it short, we do concept stuff. We try to do a little bit of a lot of things so that we can adjust, you know, as we need to in a game. And if it's pouring down rain, then so be it. We'll play in the rain. And you know, I would say it'd be a mud bowl, but we have turf, so it'll just be cold and wet. But you know, if that's what we get, then I'm, you know, excited to play a big game in the rain, and we'll go out and perform.
2 years ago, that field would have been just an absolute disaster.
Mud games are fun. As a player, they are not as a coach, because there's obviously a lot of stuff that goes into, you know, what you have to do in a mud game. And so luckily, we're just gonna have to deal with the water. And of all the things that you can deal with, that's not the worst thing you can have to mess with.
So Blue Ridge, they come in here, have scored a lot of points this season. Only scored 14 last week against Leonard, though. What's your barometer on the Tigers?
They're really athletic. They have a quarterback that, he slings it a little bit, but he's an athlete, and he can really, make you pay, especially if you take bad angles and, over pursue. And, he's kind of got a little Johnny Manziel in him. He'll run one way and he'll go all the way back and he'll throw it back, and, he'll gamble. And, and he's hit on a bunch of those. And whenever you do gamble, obviously bad things can happen, but a lot more goods happen for him than bad. And so when you do gamble and you cut it all the way back across the grade, sometimes there's big plays, and he's had a few of those. And, they've got some skill guys that are really good too. They have a receiver that looks a lot like Cooper Jones, and it's funny, he even wears the same number. Doesn't look exactly the same. They don't play quite the exact same, but he's a similar type of body, and he's capable of some big plays. And so they've got a lot of weapons. They're pretty big up front, and we face some big offensive lines throughout. I kind of compare their offensive line maybe to Tioga's, big physical guys, and so they're going to be a handful on offense for sure.
So as it gets colder, it starts to heat up a little bit, and we're through the meat of the season. Only 2 games left in the regular season. The kids, they're on the verge of maybe getting in the playoffs. Are they getting nervous? Do you sense that, or are they still loose?
One thing that we've tried to do all season is not shy away from how big the moments are. I think you got to talk about them early. You can't just bring it up on Friday and just tell them, oh, hey guys, it's a big game. Like, you just go ahead and just build it up all week and just let them know what's coming down the pipe. And so kids kind of mentally, physically prepare, all week to know what's on the table. And we didn't talk about goals much this season. We just talked about lining it up. That's the only thing that matters. And we've done that 5 times. We're hoping to do it a few more. And if we do it this Friday night, we secure a playoff spot and secure the 3rd seed. And obviously we want to be as high a seed as we possibly can. And so this is a big game, but we feel like we played in a lot of big games, and we've talked about that a lot with our team. And so I feel like our kids are loose, and they know what's expected of them. And one of the things that we've talked about a lot, is one of our core values is trust the process. And we talk a lot, it doesn't matter who you're playing or the moment. It's like you have to do what you're coached to do and do it as intense and as physical and with as much passion as you possibly can. You can't make the moment bigger than it is. If you're supposed to down block, you still got to down block. If you're supposed to run an out route, you still run an out route. It doesn't matter if it's a big game or you're down 40 or up 40. Like, whatever you're supposed to do on any given play is exactly what you're supposed to do. And so we've talked a lot about that. Like, just do what you've been coached to do and do it 100 miles an hour, and big game or not, it doesn't matter. Everything will take care of itself.
Today's Coach's Corner has been brought to you by Linda Hamill Insurance. You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party.
Who's your local plumber? Brother Plumber. It's good to know someone local and someone you can trust when your home or office drops the ball.
Mainline break, 15 yards.
Brother Plumber is plumb professional and serves not only Howe, but also all of Grayson County. And you can save yourself 10% if you mention Go Bulldogs. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. We'd love to help. Brother Plumber is one call away at 469-968-4487. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. Remember, Go Bulldogs.
Independent Financial is proud to support Howe ISD and their hardworking students, teachers, and staff. We share your vision for a brighter tomorrow and a championship season. For every challenge, Independent Financial has you covered. Our team can suggest a wide range of financial products to make your personal banking fast and easy. Plus, we have the know-how to deliver the game-changing business banking solutions. Independent Financial, your community in your corner. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
How old were you when you realized that you could be a really good quarterback?
Honestly, I never really thought of it like that. I just was like, I like to play football, so I just kept on playing, and I guess it's kind of fell into, I guess I'm all right. I just like to go play the game and have fun and win. So and it's finally paying off, so it's basically.
I mean, Austin had such a good answer. He had the team answer. I mean, it's true. I mean, it was for the. I mean, it's for the love of the game. You never really. I mean, you got to stay humble But I mean, I guess middle school, you had coaches that would tell you like, you're gonna end up being good one day. And I mean, when I was in middle school, the varsity wasn't too good, and I remember some of those varsity players talking to me like, and that was pretty cool. But I would say like 7th, 8th grade. That's kind of when I
really football wasn't my thing. I didn't want to get hit. I didn't want to hit anybody, but I did like throwing the ball, and I found that out in Pee Wee. And of course, I had a guy named Stephen Hawthorne that liked to run down the field and catch it, and made it easy on me. So
Jay was saying, like, we were kind of gunslinging back then, and then my senior year was like, no, you're actually going to read the defense. And my coach, before I got out of the huddle, I did point to the safeties and say single high or too high.
It would have been really fun back then to have at the disposal what these guys have now, of knowing what's going to happen before it happens. We were out there playing sandlot. We worked on plays, we had design plays, but we actually drew up a play in the dirt one night and got a touchdown off of it.
Who was the quarterback that you grew up watching and wanted to be like?
Oh, I'd have to go with Drew Brees. That was the thing when I was growing up. They always talked about the 6'5", quarterback, and he was the 6 foot 5'11", and I'm like, that's
gave you hope.
Exactly. He was back there slinging around, for the Chargers and then the Saints, and he's definitely the one that I grew up watching. But
Jay.
Well, back in my day, I liked John Elway and Marino for passing styles, and then for some reason I liked Jim McMahon for his attitude. Might have taken it too far.
When I was younger, I never really watched football. I watched the Cowboys, Tony Romo play every now and then, but I've always been a baseball kid. Like that's kind of been my thing, and that's why I never really thought about, just being a quarterback, because I've always been playing baseball, but I knew I like to throw the ball around. That's right, it just ended up happening that. So.
You got a little Romo in you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jay, your dad was a huge influence on you and your sports, and he spent many hours even on this field as a coach. Talk about his importance and the influence on you.
He was a great influence on me. He was a great athlete in Sherman and Austin College with basketball and baseball. He never played football. So I was playing football, but he was just a positive influence, always encouraged me and stayed positive and always there.
Was he worried when you played football about injuries?
Oh, yeah, we saw that.
I think he jumped over the fence maybe in Salina.
Yeah, when I woke up, he was on top. He was there, so he must have gotten down pretty quick.
Chase, talk about your first start. Do you remember that? First start as a varsity quarterback.
I do. We played Gunner. They had a middle linebacker. His name was Bear, and he was about 6'3", 240. And I remember I took my first snap, and that dude just came through the B gap and just crushed me. And I was like,
welcome to varsity.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, welcome to varsity.
But I do remember my first touchdown pass. Brian Ross, 38 yards, right over here on a little throwback.
On the north end zone.
For some reason, I remember that.
Yeah.
Can't remember what I did yesterday.
Soak in all the memories, get that W. That's what you're going to remember is all the wins. It was like Jay was saying, you're not going to come back. You're going to come back and talk about the wins you had and, going to playoffs and just soak it all in, play your heart out. And,
Stay focused. Keep doing what you're doing. Apparently, it's working. Stay strong for your teammates. Be a great leader as you are, and good luck. And play till November. Maybe play to Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Hey, it's me, Gus the Gopher for Atmos Energy. I dig all around the yard. Occasionally, I bump into a utility line and get a headache. But if you hit one with your shovel, backhoe, or ditch digger, you could cause a gas leak, disrupt service, or worse. So call 811 at least 3 business days before you or someone else digs in your yard to have those underground utility-owned lines marked. It's free and it's the law. You dig what I'm saying? For more on safe digging, visit atmosenergy.com/811.
Austin Haley's coming to the sidelines.
Oh no, let's hope Haley's okay. Caroline, can you get the mic in there?
Coach, I'm starving. I can't keep going.
But you're the starting quarterback.
Coach, I can't help it. I need something quick.
Hang on. Doreen, quick. Go to Sonic, get a burger, tots, and a shake.
Make it an M&M blast.
Doreen, make that an M&M blast. Large.
Coach, I'm sorry, but Sonic of Howe is where you get great food and big smiles. It's not just good.
I know, it's Sonic good. Hang on, Doreen, bring me some onion rings. Those things really bring the hammer down.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party. Today's Howe Bulldogs Flux Capacitor is brought to you by Quick Check Convenience Stores. Now let's join Monty Walker with a time travel through Bulldogs history.
The Howe Bulldogs are 5-4-2 in games played on October the 28th. The last game took place in 2016 when Howe romped Pilot Point at home 31-3 to secure a playoff spot. That hasn't been done since that night. The first ever October 28 game was played in 1938 when the Dogs blanked Tioga 65-0. In 1948, Howe was shut out by Whitewright, and in 1966 fought Prosper to a scoreless tie. In 1977, Howe tied Sanger 6-6 when Ken Helvey raced 70 yards to tie the game in the second half. But the PAT snap was bobbled by Tony Wall, and James Davis's kick was blocked, which left the game tied. In 1983, Howe lost to rival Van Alstyne 27-21. But in 1988, beat Van Alstyne 19-6 behind 2 touchdowns by Adam Coffey. In 1994, Howe lost to Anna 12-10. And in 1999, Howe thumped Bells 42-7 at home thanks to 2 touchdown runs by Heath Horton. Howe beat Bells in 2005 43-7 and lost to Pottsboro on this date in 2011 34-0. This is the 20th year anniversary of the Howe and Blue Ridge series, which saw the first matchup take place in Howe in October 2002. Blue Ridge won that first game 20-14, but Howe has an overall 5-3 record in the series and have won the last 3 meetings. But Howe hasn't played the Tigers since 2009 and haven't played Blue Ridge at home since 2008.
Today's Howe Bulldogs Flux Capacitor is brought to you by Quick Check Convenience Stores.
Quick Check Convenience Stores, moving small towns forward. Family owned and operated in North Texas since 1977.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party.
Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads. And electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president. Not a joke. You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been in business in Howe for over 50 years. They even predate the volleyball program and the marching band. Norman Dickey was the new coach when they opened up. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been able to serve the good people of Howe and surrounding areas because, well, they're good people. If you've been told you need expensive repairs, get a second opinion with Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. Call 903-532-6255 or see them at 215 Denny Street. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating.
From Studio 42 on HoweEnterprise.com, this is Howe Bulldogs Football. Today's scene setter is brought to you by Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, proud partner of Bulldogs Athletics.
It's Fright Night Friday in eerie old Bulldog Stadium. Trick or treat. Get in your seat. It's going to be a track meet and a chance to be elite.
Caught by Ulmer, look out, 50, 45, 40, down the sideline, far side, cuts it 35. Boy, if that doesn't give you goosebumps, you might want to call the funeral home and check out caskets. And the bells are out and the people are on their feet.
Precisely 6 years ago tonight was the last time Howe clinched the playoffs.
And the Howe Bulldogs have basically punched their ticket for the playoffs in 2016 with that touchdown.
But the Goblins then are the Grim Reapers now.
Trying to dive over, and he's in. It's touchdown time in Texas. He jumps over the offensive line.
Tonight, Lance's boys try to go from 0-10 to a playoff team in just 1 year. Can the Bulldogs break down the door and steal someone else's candy? We're about to find out.
Rattler punches it in from the 11-yard line, and Howe gets on the board.
It's time for a ghoulish, cold, and rainy 8-3-A battle. It's the Howe Bulldogs and the Blue Ridge Tigers. Here we go. Live from historic Bulldog Stadium in Howe, Texas. This is Bulldogs football.
Today's scene setter is brought to you by Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, proud partner of Bulldogs Athletics. You're listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party. From Studio 42 on HoweEnterprise.com, this is Howe Bulldogs Football. You've been listening to the Rapid Electric Tailgate Party. Football time in Texas is just moments away. Now, with a call of the game, here's the voice of the Howe Bulldogs, Monty Walker.
Well, good evening. It's senior night here in Howe, Texas. And Justin White, it is the final game ever at this stadium for Austin Haley, Carson Daniels. Those two have played more games on this field than any others that have ever played for the Howe Bulldogs. That is remarkable.
It really is. A lot of those guys. Okay. A lot of those guys. Again, this is their last night. They've been playing football since they were 10, 11, 12 years old, playing on varsity as a freshman, and now they. Now this is their last game here at Bulldog Stadium here tonight. A chance to capture a seed in the third seed in the playoffs, and hopefully play a little bit more football after next week. But again, last game of their careers here at Bulldog Stadium.
Cold and rainy. We haven't done one of those games. At least we're indoors, right?
Yes. It's going to be a wet, miserable game for the players, the fans, Caroline, but not us.
Not us.
Me, Jake Roberts, and you are safely in the confines of this press box. Thank goodness.
Speaking of Caroline, let's talk down to her for the first time tonight. Our Night Furniture sideline reporter, Caroline. I know you're gonna be a little bit miserable.
Oh, you guys are so funny. Can you hear me?
Yes.
You are
We've
hilarious.
Got you. I know.
No, it's actually not as bad now as it's expecting to be. It's supposed to do this all night long. The temperature now is 52, and actually it's supposed to get heavier. So we will see. We shall see.
Well,
but, hold on, I got to say, I had not listened to the pregame before. Your intro, your trick or treat intro, was so good.
Trick or treat.
It was so good.
Hey, the Blizzard is having to move some stuff up there because his stat table that's right above us. Some reason Blue Ridge decided they were just going to move it over to the other side and set up their camera, I guess, on it. He's having to move it back. I don't know what happened to our crowd mic. Apparently it's on, but it was underneath that table and taped to it, so I don't know what they did with that.
Wow.
So anyway, Blizzard, we would talk to you, but I think you're probably busy right now moving tables and stuff. So tonight, right now, I have to my left Jake Roberts, our engineer and producer. To his left, of course, is Justin White. Above us, soon to be straight above us, is the Blizzard, Blake Burnett. And on the sideline, Caroline tonight. Let's go over the hit exterior starting lineup for both teams. I'll start with Howe's offense. Roman Garbrandt, the left tackle. Aiden Burris, the senior left guard. Malin Walker, the junior center. Brody McCollum, the senior right guard. The right tackle is Michael Riddle. He's a junior. The wide receiver on the right side is Cooper Jones. 26 catches, 509 yards, and 9 touchdowns. And for a career, 83 catches, 1,291 yards, and 11 touchdowns. Opposite of him, not Ryan Huff. He's going to miss tonight due to the head injury a week ago. So sophomore Tristan Williams will make his first start on both offense and defense tonight. 5 catches, 60 yards, 1 touchdown on the season. The quarterback is Austin Haley. 99 out of 163, 4 interceptions, 1,475 yards, and 16 touchdowns. He's also rushed 56 times for 394 yards, 6 touchdowns on the ground. For his career numbers, 386 completions out of 689 attempts, 23 interceptions, 5,480 yards. That's all of those are all-time leaders. He's got 49 passing touchdowns, which obviously means his next passing touchdown is a milestone of 50. Slot receiver tonight, junior Colin Murphy, 20 catches, 206 yards on the season. On the other slot is sophomore Braden Ulmer, 23 catches, 318 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He's also rushed 6 times for 25 yards here. Running back tonight for the Howe Bulldogs, senior Antoine Rattler, 142 carries, 921 yards. That's a 6.49 average per carry, by the way. 9 touchdowns on the ground. He's also caught 6 balls for 58 yards and 2 touchdowns.
All right, let's go to the Blue Ridge defense, starting on the defensive line. run a 4-3 defense. Colby Gelvin, a senior defensive end. And defensive tackle, a sophomore, number 65, Drew McCarley. Also, the other defensive tackle, a senior, number 66, Kellen Rollins. At the defensive end, number 24, a junior, Isaiah Gaddis. Their outside linebackers, a sophomore, Ryder Clayton. At middle linebacker is Ryan Rodriguez. He's a senior. Other senior is Hayden Marshall, other outside linebacker. In the secondary, Brody Darland is a free safety. He's the quarterback also. We'll talk about him in just a second. He's a free safety. At strong safety is Micah Dickerson. And the quarterback, a junior, is Hayden Dean. And then the other quarterback is a senior, Joshua Strope. That's the defense here for Blue Ridge. I'll go ahead and do the offense for Blue Ridge, and then when I get back, Monty's upstairs working on the crowd mic and getting that all situated. We'll do the Blue Ridge offense, and then Monty can do the defense for Howe. So let's go to the Blue Ridge offense. On the offensive line, a senior at left tackle is Ryan Rodriguez. At left guard is a senior, is Kellen Rollins. At the center, a junior, Jacob Garcia. At right guard, Drew McCarley, he's a sophomore. And then right tackle is Landon Greer, he's a junior. At the wide receiver spots, Riley Baker, a senior. And then Isaiah Gaddis, a junior, the other wide receiver. And one slot receiver is Joshua Stroud, a senior. And then the other slot is Colby Gelvin, he's a senior. At running back, a halfback is Hayden Dean, he's a junior. And then at senior, number 1 quarterback, Brody Darland. He's a guy you'll hear about a lot, as Brody Darland is the quarterback for Blue Ridge, quite an athlete. Coach Brian talked about during the coaches show. He's kind of like Johnny Manziel. I think off air we talked about him being a Tony Romo-like. So he'll be the guy I'll be calling tonight.
You ready for me?
Yeah, I went over the Blue Ridge offense and defense. So just do Howe defense.
Okay, I'm back.
Everything situated up there?
We're trying.
Okay.
Okay, the hit exterior starting defense for the Howe Bulldogs. No Bryce Crosby. He's got all kinds of damage with that right knee.
At this time,
he's out, or left knee rather. He's out, and will be for a long time. Malin Walker will get the start at nose guard. Ethan Mayo in the place of Bryce Crosby. Tank Turner gets the start at right end. Turner 48 tackles, Walker 54, and Mayo comes in with 13. The outside backers are Bo Stevens, the leading tackler with 91, and Cooper Jones on the outside backer. He's got 29. The inside backers, Carson Daniels with 55 and Braden Ulmer with 56. Cornerbacks tonight, Tristan Williams, 43 tackles, 1 interception, 1 fumble recovery. Colin Murphy, the starter at free safety, he's a junior, 50 tackles, 3 interceptions, leads the team. Matt Hayes, 81 tackles, he's a senior. He's also got an interception and 2 fumble recoveries. And Garen Langford, the starter at cornerback, 43 tackles on the year. That's your hit exterior starting lineup for the Howe Bulldogs. Let's go over your Howe Bulldogs overview, brought to you by Goodfellas Barbershop, downtown Howe, specializing in all cuts and styles and straight razor shaves. Experience the old school feel at Goodfellas Barbershop in downtown Howe. Your Howe Bulldogs overview, Justin White.
Well, it's going to be hard to pass the ball here tonight with the wet ball and everything. Running the ball is going to be the big deal. Luckily, you've got some different options. You got Haley who can run the ball. Obviously, Antoine Rattler, almost a 1,000-yard rusher. I like what Coach Brian was talking about in the coaches show too. Was they practice a little bit of everything: intermediate routes, deep routes, the RPO game. Just in between the tackles. They got a different concepts they work on, so they can play a little bit of different styles of football here offensively. They don't have to rely just on the passing game. They can run the ball if needed, and they're going to need to do that a little bit more tonight.
The Howe Bulldogs are also on defense going to have to step up for Bryce Crosby. That's a big loss. Absolutely. On defense. We've always said all year he plays with his hair on fire. Maybe some of those young men will step up in that place and play with their hair on fire. And Crosby on the sideline down there, I know he'll be with them the whole time. And I just hate it. I just hate it for him that he's having to miss these final games of his senior year.
Yeah, he's a big part of this team. Probably your best defensive player, even though Bo Stevens is the lead tackler. Bryce Crosby does a lot of things that you don't see on the stat sheet by just harassing quarterbacks in the backfield in hurries, and obviously tackles behind the line of scrimmage. He's going to be really missed.
You know, this is kind of the first test of the turf. The reason you get turf is because you tear up the field and it's muddy and it's nasty, and every time this field, here come the Bulldogs, all black pants, black shirts, black helmets, black socks. It's a good look. Not very many Bulldogs left on the roster, but those that are just run through the tunnel there. So, but this is why you get the turf, and it's going to get tested tonight for the first time under weather conditions.
Yeah, I was going to say we've seen games here the last few years where that thing has just gotten tore up. It's muddy, but this is why you put it in. They're not going to have the, you got Bermuda grass experts up here in the booth, and so
that's right.
We're not able to help repair the field. Now that you got the turf.
So Austin Haley, Matt Hayes, Aiden Burris, and Ryan Huff will be your captains tonight. And the final game here at Bulldog Stadium for the seniors.
Our captains for tonight's ball game. The Bulldogs.
Across the way, there's two captains for
Matt Hayes,
for Blue Ridge.
Aiden Burris.
One being Brody Darland. We'll talk about him a lot tonight. And the other is Ryan Rodriguez. And Caroline is in the coin toss. We'll check down with her here in just a second. Whenever you're ready, take it away.
We expect good sportsmanship at all times. We ask you guys to help us with the ball. We're going to ask you how you won. Take number 12 and put him right. All right, well, yards visitors, heads, tails, what are you going to call? He called heads.
Blue Ridge called heads.
It is tails. You won the toss.
We want ball.
They want the ball.
Sorry.
Austin Haley says he wants the ball. And that is your coin toss. Great job out there, Caroline. Hey, the mic is working down there. What do you think?
It's good.
Yeah.
Better than last week for sure.
It's better than last week.
Did the official say something about number 12 watching?
He was just making an example of number 12's getting out of line. I'm going to come to you.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
No. I thought he was calling out a specific player.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's almost national anthem time as the teams line up here, and it appears we're just getting ready for that. Here we go. Dedicated are out in the stands tonight. The umbrellas are out. Parents, grandparents are here.
Everyone check your watch.
And it's football time in Texas, Justin.
According to my
really
clock,
is.
it is time for some Bulldog football.
You got to man up. You're not going to melt. It's going to be cold. Again, this is easily said from inside our press box, but still.
Caroline is not going to be happy tonight. We're going to have issues maybe with the crowd mic. Normally, it's picking up our PA guy really well tonight. It's not positioned where it normally is due to weather, so we apologize if you're going to get blasted out by the PA, but because our crowd mic is over there pretty close to that speaker.
Is it still under the table now?
It's I don't know where it is. Blake said he would take care of it. We haven't talked to the Blizzard yet. Are you comfortable now? Are you back to where you're supposed to be?
Yeah, I'm back to where I'm supposed to be. It's kickoff time, and let's have a heck of a football game in the rain tonight.
Let's do it. And it is raining, and it's coming down. Looks like it's coming down a little bit from the from the north, as the wind is also blowing a little bit from the north. You can see the flag coming in.
It's kind of coming down like a 45-degree angle almost.
So Howe will be moving right to left from our vantage point. Thank you all for listening. The Tech Wave kickoff is a squibber right in the middle of the field. You got to pick it up, and finally, one of the Bulldogs do in the middle of the field. And surging forward near midfield, I believe that might be Matt Hayes. Let's see who it is. It's Matt Hayes. He very smartly picked that ball up when everybody else was kind of watching it. And Howe's going to have great position near midfield at the 48-yard line.
Yeah, bounced right in the middle of the field, right maybe inside the 35, 30-yard line. And everybody just stood around and watched it. And Hayes finally picked it up on the run and surged forward for a few yards.
So Haley's next touchdown pass will be 50 for him. And Rattler needs 70, what did we say? Needs 79 yards for 1,000 on the season. Haley wants it, pulls it out of the gutter. Rattler swing pass. Jones drops it. It goes in and out of his hands. And he doesn't do that very often, and that could be because of the wet ball. It falls incomplete.
I wonder about that. It was RPO there, faked it to Rattler, read the defense, then tried to throw it quickly over to Jones. And probably a good thing he did miss that because he had two white jerseys coming right at him that probably would have taken him down pretty quickly.
I'd like to say hello to Jerry Burke. He's listening in the audience tonight. Sent me a message. Second down and 10, right to left. Rattler, his first carry, that goes nowhere. Right at the line of scrimmage, he might have lost a yard. Back to they're going to put him at the 46-yard line.
Get another RPO and gave it to Rattler. Looked like he's trying to maybe cut a little bit, and then got taken down by a defensive lineman, 3rd and long.
Man coming in motion is Ulmer from right to left. He'll set up in the slot with 3 receivers near side. Blue Ridge tried to almost went across the line, but they did not. And now Howe looks to the sideline. Blue Ridge in all white uniforms. Snap back, Haley on the run. Rolling near side, throws out. That's going to be caught. Ulmer makes the catch. First down the sideline. Still going. Look out. He's got the 25, 20, 10, 5. Kissing goodbye. It is touchdown time in Texas. Haley with his 50th career touchdown to Braden Ulmer. And Howe takes the first lead, 6-0.
A quick pass over to the left side, and they had him corralled. It broke like maybe 1 tackle or 2 tackles, and then just Ulmer used some of his speed and elusiveness to get away from the defense. Poor tackling by Blue Ridge, and Howe is able to capitalize on it with a long touchdown run after the catch by Ulmer.
Those were yak yards.
They were.
And there's a great kick for the PAT. Howell's got a 7-0 lead early here in the first quarter. 11 minutes exactly left to go in the first. We'll be right back. Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads. And electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president. Not a joke. You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, an old-school black and white Howe Bulldog. In criminal defense, you need someone who fights like a bulldog. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
Your hit exterior scoring drive recap for the Howe Bulldogs was 3 plays, 53 yards, capped off by a Haley to Ulmer touchdown where Ulmer did most of the work, but it goes as Haley's 50th career touchdown for the Howe Bulldogs on senior night. Here's the kick. It's a squibber going to go down the sideline on your Tech Wave kickoff and hit hard by G-Force right at the 31-yard line. And Blue Ridge trying to pick it up was Ryder Clayton, and he was popped by Garen Langford almost immediately, and they'll be backed up their own 32-yard line.
Yeah, as soon as he picked it up, he had Langford right in his face, and Bo Stevens as well were just hustling down full speed downhill. and took down the returner right away at the 32-yard line. No chance for return.
10:57 on the clock here in the first. 3 down linemen for the Howe Bulldogs. Tank Turner, Malin Walker, and Ethan Mayo up front. Bo Stevens, the outside backer, and Cooper Jones. Man goes in motion, and they fake the hand to him, and this is going to be a run up the middle for close to a first down. As I'm going to tell you, Brody Darland, the quarterback, is a dangerous threat back there. He is Johnny Manziel. He is Johnny Football, and that's the best way to describe him.
Yeah, read option on that play, and he scorched through for 9-10 yards, and you can tell he's quick, and he's going to be the main offense, the main cog in this offense for Blue Ridge.
11 yards on the carry right there for Darland. D-A-R-L-A-N-D, Darland. Here's a handoff up the middle and a big hole and a big lane, and look out, this could go to the house. Right down the right sideline, being chased by Matt Hayes, and he's not going to be able to catch him. And right into the end zone goes Colby Gelvin. 57 yards.
It was just a straight handoff right behind the right tackle, Landon Greer, and basically almost untouched on that run.
And I can't see because they've set up
a camp here right in front of our.
They put up a tarp right in front of our view. And
this is where you need that side window, isn't it?
Man alive. And here's the snap back for the PAT. They're going to have to roll and fire. Back trying to heave it in backwards now, just throwing a prayer. That one's going to be batted down at the goal line by, I believe that's Matt Hayes. Or is it Cooper? Oh, it's Carson Daniels. Daniels bats it away, and Howe retains the lead 7-6 with 10-12 left to go in the first. We'll be right back.
Since 2011, Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory has walked with hundreds of families through the most overwhelming time of their lives. Their job is simple: to make this season a little easier. What you can expect is a no-pressure, people-first philosophy, custom services for memorials that you'll remember forever, and reasonable pricing. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins have built a reputation over the past 30 years in the funeral business for making every family feel at home. Visit ScogginsFuneralHome.com or call 903-482-5225.
If you're a small business owner in Howe, Texas, think about everything you need to help your business succeed. You need a plan, happy customers, and an insurance agent that gets you. My name is Corey Hernandez, and I run a State Farm agency. Because I'm a small business owner myself, I understand the unique needs of local business owners. My office and I will make it easy to choose the right protection for you at the right price. Call State Farm agent Corey Hernandez at 903-893-8400 or visit InsuranceQuoteXoma.com for your small business needs today.
Welcome back. It's 7-6. Howe in the lead after the PAT was no good. It was a botched kick, or snap rather. Here's the Tech Wave kickoff. It's going to be dropped by Matt Hayes. He called for the fair catch, so Howe will take it there at the 28-yard line. It was a two-play 68-yard drive for Blue Ridge, and it was a 57-yard touchdown by Colby Gelvin as they moved the ball at will during that possession on those two plays. And that's your Tech Wave scoring drive recap, or your hit exterior scoring drive recap.
Pay attention to that missed extra point when points are going to be a little bit sometimes hard to come by with extra points. Pay attention to that one that was missed by Blue Ridge.
And that was with the wind. Had he got it on the tee, probably would have been good. Here's Murphy in motion, and Haley's going to keep it up the middle. And he's had really no room to run so far. Any of the Howe Bulldogs except for the after the catch. And this will be a tough 1-yard gain for Haley as the ball is spotted now at the 28-yard line.
They got some big boys right there in the middle of that defensive line for Blue Ridge. Drew McCarley, Kellen Rollins, the two defensive tackles. Isaiah Gaddis is not a small guy either.
2nd down and 9. Haley pulls it out of the gutter Rattler, and this one's batted down at the line of scrimmage. And here we go again. It's 3rd down and long for the Howe Bulldogs with the rain right in their face.
It's a quick pass to the right side, and Gaddis is on that defensive end. Left side of the defense, right side of the offense there, and put his hands up, and ball just hit right at his arms to bat it down.
3rd and 9 from the 28-yard line, moving right to left.
It's interesting. Howe has not been afraid to throw the ball, even with these wet conditions.
Walker with a new towel this week. Haley wants to throw deep down the field, and that was going to be a nice play made by the safety coming across on Cooper Jones to bat that ball away. That was Hayden Dean to knock it away, and it's 4th down for Howe and punt time. Uh-oh.
Yeah, Hayden Dean playing that safety or that cornerback spot, came over and just as soon as the ball came to Jones, good coverage right there just to knock it away. It may have been short by a yard if he would have caught it. But this could be 3 and out for the Bulldogs.
So Jones will go back deep to punt, and he'll stand inside the 20 at the 17-yard line. The kick is a high wobbly kick. Pretty good one. Going to bounce at the 41 and be killed by Bo Stevens. Right thereabouts the 41 as it was trying to take a bounce backwards. And the Tigers of Blue Ridge will take over there 9 yards away from midfield.
Well, hopefully this second possession defense can settle in. They've kind of seen the speed now and the athleticism of Darland and Gelvin. Seen those guys. And so now they can settle in and have adjusted the speed now. Maybe they can get a good game plan here. And even if you don't have a lot of speed on the defensive side of the ball, it's, a lot of it's about angles and then just being able to gang tackle.
And swarm to the football.
Exactly.
1st and 10 left to right for the boys in all white, the Blue Ridge Tigers. Green helmets, however. Here's the Darland going to keep it around the left side, trying to find the far corner, looking for the edge. He's hit by Garen Langford and driven out of bounds. And they're looking for a flag as they think it's late. And now a flag comes in as Garen Langford drove him out of bounds pretty good. And Darland ended up hitting the track, and that's pretty much always going to draw a foul.
He hit the bench and flipped over and hit his head, too.
Yeah, he sent him to the track.
It was about a 3-yard gain as Garen Langford did a great job of sealing the edge, but now they're going to be in great shape way across midfield.
I think the wet field, because Garen just really pushed him out of bounds, and Darland's momentum kept taking him, and then he ended up on the track losing his footing.
So they'll go from 141 to the other. It'll be spotted on the Howe 41 now, and a new set of downs.
Ulmer's having to come out of the game. I don't know why, though.
He's not happy about it. He is really upset about it. And Coach Lance Bryan wants an explanation of why he has to come out of the game. We're in an official's timeout. Split near side for Blue Ridge is Micah Dickerson. And Darland is in the backfield with the lone back Dean right beside him, Hayden Dean. And it's 1st and 10, and I guess we're ready for action here. Darland in the gun. To the right side is Dean. He gets the handoff, and he is quick for about 5 yards before he's finally wrestled down there at the 35-yard line. So give him 6 on 1st down. And he ran quickly through the hole.
I tell you, he was talking about a shot out of a cannon. He got that ball like a race to the line of scrimmage. He went straight ahead and got a good 6-yard gain out of that on that handoff of the middle. 2nd
down and 4 coming up as Blue Ridge has a receiver very similar to Cooper Jones. He also wears 24. His name is Isaiah Gaddis, and he comes wide near side. Man in motion. There's a bobbled ball, and Darland has to fall on it. As the snap, he tried to, I think, on the jet sweep, give it too early, and the ball slipped out of his hands. And you're going to see that maybe tonight from the wet ball.
I wonder if that's the wet ball, because that was Ryder Clayton who was coming from left side to the right side. He was going to get the handoff, I believe, on the jet sweep or the read option, either way. And, just fumbled the handoff and just not able to hold on to it. Ball goes on the carpet.
2-yard loss back to the 37-yard line. 3rd down and about 6 or 7 right here. And this will be a handoff up the middle and finally brought down. But lunging forward for more yardage on the carry was Ryder Clayton. And that's going to be enough to move the sticks after he dove forward after the tackle.
Well, what we're seeing is Blue Ridge is not just depending on Darland. They've got some other athletes on this, some other playmakers, and Gelvin and Clayton, and that's going to open things up. When you start focusing on them, open things up for Darland and even to Gaddis.
So Dean in a pistol look right behind Darland, And he gets the carry, coming right side, scraping down the line, and doing a great job is Tristan Williams to make the tackle. A yard or two loss or three, back to the 34-yard line. A great job by Williams.
Dean trying to get around that corner, kind of a slow developing play, and Tristan Williams came from that quarterback spot and able to take him down almost immediately. Good pursuit by Williams and puts him behind the sticks here, second down and long.
That was a much-needed play on a first down.
Right. You win first down, and so now you kind of put them in maybe a passing situation.
Dickerson comes near side. Darland wants it. He bobbles the snap again. Bo Stevens could not catch him from behind. Darland's off to the races down the sideline 20 and finally run out of bounds, but not after picking up another first down. But he dropped the ball. It was like a trap play.
Yeah, dropped it and then picked it up, and then I don't think anybody knew maybe that Darland had it until he was getting around a corner into about the second level, and then it was chasing him down and pushed him out of bounds, but not before he got the first down. So literally making something out of nothing, and they're in the red zone knocking on the door.
Ball at the 18-yard line. Blue Ridge looking to take the lead here. First and 10, left to right. Wind at their back. They've yet to attempt a pass. Darland is going to keep it around the left side, bumping, trying to get out. He runs backwards and is pushed out of bounds, and I believe that's Langford, and that's going to be a loss of about 5 or 6 yards. Again, another great play by Howe's defense on first down, and it'll be second down and very long, about 15 after the loss.
Yeah, he looked like he was trying to get around a corner and saw Garrett Langford come at him, G-Force come at him, and just didn't go upfield, went sideways, went toward the out of bounds, and lost a lot of yards on there.
So here is Darland on a handoff up the middle, and finally drug down, and I believe there may be a face mask on the end of this penalty.
Yeah, there is, Monty.
Or end of the play, rather, is another huge run up the middle for Blue Ridge, and that, again, was Clayton.
It's on Carson Daniels.
Well, that's going to set up Blue Ridge with a first and goal, if that's the case.
This offensive line for Blue Ridge is really making some big holes for these running backs, these athletes. And the penalties are not helping anything either.
That one, yeah, there's two big penalties. Two huge, massive penalties here on this drive.
Both 15-yarders.
Yeah, another 15-yard variety, yes.
That takes the ball to the 7-yard line. As Blue Ridge is knocking on the door. They've been able to get 7 yards at will on the ground here so far. Here's a handoff, right side, sneaking through the right side into the end zone. Touchdown, Blue Ridge, as they actually take the lead here. You see this coming?
I did not. This is Howe better wake up. I know this is it's cold and it's raining out there. You better wake up because Blue Ridge has come to play. Hey, I think that was Hayden Marshall. I think number 8. Their 6 and 8 look quite.
I think that was Dean.
Was that Dean? 6 and 8 looked very similar.
It was Marshall.
That was Marshall?
Yeah.
Okay.
They ran the ball with like 7 players already.
So going for 2, 6:18 on the clock. Darland is going to hand off on the other side, and they get the 2-point conversion on the backside, and that's again Marshall into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. And Blue Ridge has a 14-7 lead with 6:18 left to go in the first. We'll be right back.
At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
This is Michelle Castle with Guild Mortgage, welcoming you to Howe Bulldogs football. Guild has been delivering on the promise of home to hundreds of thousands of people just like you for over 60 years. With a big heart and a desire to serve, we're committed to making life better in our communities. This is where we live, and we're committed to building it with you.
Guild Mortgage Company, Equal Housing Opportunity Company, NMLS number 3274. Michelle Castle, NMLS number 231122. Branch address 714 North Travis Street, Sherman, Texas 75090. All loans subject to underwriter approval. Terms and conditions apply. Subject to change without notice.
This is not the Howe Bulldogs we've been accustomed to seeing so far in 2022. off to a poor start on offense and a poor start on defense tonight. Here's your TechWave kickoff. It's a high kick, going to be taken by Garen Langford. Fair catch called for. Howe will have it near the 40-yard line, about 10 yards shy of midfield. Your hit exterior scoring drive recap. 9 plays for Blue Ridge, went 59 yards. Capped off by a 7-yard touchdown by Hayden Marshall. He also got the 2-point conversion, and with 6:18, they take the lead 14-7 as Howe comes back on offense from their own 40-yard line. Third possession of the night for Howe. The first one was successful with a 3-play, 53-yard drive. The second one had to punt. Here's Rattler for the first time with a few yards, and he'll make his way to the 43-yard line, so give him 3. And for the first time, Rattler's had just a little bit of crease.
Yeah, Carson Daniel came in, lined up at H-back there, kind of as an extra blocker, and there and freed up a little bit of space to get through the line to get up 3 yards. Kind of open some things up if they get that run game going.
2nd down and 7. Haley in the gun. Rattler to his left. Handoff Rattler again. Trying to find that outside corner. Cuts it up. Runs into one of his own players. He's in trouble. Now he cuts the corner. He's got a little bit of room. Close to a first down. And a great tackle on the far sideline. Just shy of midfield and just shy of the marker. It'll be 3rd down and about 2 for Howe.
That was all Antoine Rattler refusing to go down. Looked like he was going to get caught in the backfield by a Blue Ridge defensive player, but just kept moving those legs and was able to make 4 or 5 yards out of something when he's going to be back behind -1.
Howe going with the wild dog. Cooper Jones to the left side of the offense has the first down. He runs behind his shoulder pads into Blue Ridge territory at the 49-yard lines, and you can move the sticks.
You needed that right there. You needed that first down. You needed to keep this offense on the field. You couldn't afford to let the Blue Ridge defense win another series.
Blue Ridge. Bo Stevens checked into the game there in the wild dog package. He checks back out now. It's 1st down and 10. Carson Daniels into the game as an H-back. They snap the ball. This might be a free play. Hammering it deep down the right side is Haley looking for Jones, who makes the catch at the 20. Caught down at the 15-yard line. There's no flag, but you don't need it. It's a great catch by Jones.
We've seen it. We haven't seen it in a couple of weeks, it seems like. But you got the free play, or you thought it was going to be a free play. Maybe thought the defense was going to jump. You snap it. You throw it down to Cooper. See if he can go up there and come down with a jump ball. He does. And Hayden Marshall was there in coverage. Lucky for him, he was able to take down Jones. Otherwise, there was nobody back there. Jones would have run into the end zone.
1st down and 10 from the 14-yard line. Howe moving towards the north end zone. The wind in their face. Man comes in motion is Colin Murphy, and Haley's going to keep it up the middle, and not much doing there. He might have lost a yard. Back to the 15-yard line.
Guys, it's good to see this movement, this forward movement from the Bulldogs offense, because the chatter down here on the sideline is we need to wake up. We need to take this, get a little bit more serious.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. That's our sideline, Night Furniture sideline reporter, Caroline Slauson. 2nd down and 11 coming up. Rattler will stand to the left side of Haley with 3 receivers up top. And I believe this is going to be a false start on Brody McCollum.
It was on Riddle.
No, it was Riddle.
Yeah,
it was Riddle.
He just fell backwards.
He couldn't get, his arms started flopping. He was trying to hold himself. And
a Blue Ridge player did jump and then got back, and then Riddle flayed his arms. But
boy, what was 1st and 10 at the 14 is now 2nd down and 21? No, 16. Ball spotted at the 21. Howe looking for the play. Now they come back to the line of scrimmage.
They're going to say it was offsides.
Okay. On the defense. Boy, you don't get that very often, do you? Fortune smiles.
Wow. There was a player that jumped, but I thought he got back before Riddle moved. But
so that'll take the ball to the 11. That's a 10-yard difference right there.
Yeah, you don't see that all the time where they called the false start and then they take it back.
Especially after they've already moved the ball.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's very rare.
Move the ball, move the change, yeah.
Boy, Lance Bryan's a smooth talker tonight, isn't he?
Well, yeah, he's able to convince him of something.
Oh,
now we're going backwards.
Oh, now
Blue Ridge coach.
Now we've got coaches mad. And so we're going to talk about this, and we're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Hi, this is Matt Linder with Linda Hamill Insurance. Your home field is where everything happens. And I'm not talking about Bulldog Stadium. We're talking about your home, your car, and your life. For over 30 years, we've been offering bundle discounts on home, auto, and life. We offer Germania and Progressive Insurance Protection, as well as many others to suit your needs. Call us today at 903-965-4098 or come by and see us at 106 North Broadway in Bells, Texas. That's 903-965-4098.
Welcome back. Howe knocking on the door. Now they've moved the ball back to the 20-yard line.
Wow.
So, man, they
went back, went up. Now they've gone back again.
They gave Howe a yard, though. It should be at the 21.
Wow.
But it's going to be first and, 15?
Yeah, first and 15.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
So move it back to the 20. Wow. And the officials are still talking to head coach Tim Wiley over there. He's 6-12 at Blue Ridge as a head coach. He was the OC at Gunter. Had a big run over there. He was he was there for the semifinal loss and the state championship in 19. State semifinal loss. So he's got some skins as an OC. Man goes in motion as Carson Daniels. Second down and 15. Rattler gets the carry up the middle. No. It was Haley who pulled it out of the gut, apparently, and that might have been the wrong decision, as Haley's going to be dropped for a loss back to the 25-yard line, and that does go down for a sack. That's his 5th of the year.
You try to read that defensive end to see if you keep it or hand off to Rattler, and made the wrong decision because Rattler had a hole there, and the Blue Ridge defense stayed home and took down Haley behind the line of scrimmage. Now brings him back farther back on 3rd down.
Howe's gone backwards 10 yards. Haley, quick pass, left side. Ulmer again up the middle. This time he can't break the tackle. He's down at the 25-yard line, which is the line of scrimmage. And it's 4th down for Howe.
Had that quick screen in the middle of the field, wide receiver screen, and there was not much yards after the catch for Ulmer.
If you're wondering about a field goal here, it would be a 42-yarder into the wind. And Howe decides to go for it on 4th and right about 21 yards from the Blue Ridge 25-yard line. You could try to punt, but there's no guarantee. It would be a net of about 5 if it rolled into the end zone. Haley's going to punch it down deep in the corner of the end zone, and that ball is picked off about 8 yards deep, and he slides down. It's Dean again who went up and took it away from Cooper Jones.
I'm okay with that because the ball's at the 25-yard line. If you punt, it goes to the end zone. They're going to get the ball in the 20.
It's just a punt.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
And then you throw it up to Cooper Jones, who's great at getting 50-50 balls.
You're just hoping to get a flag right there and maybe even a touchdown.
Yeah, just give your guy a chance. I'm fine with the call there.
Yeah, and they intercepts it, and he takes a knee in the end zone, so they get the ball at the 20 anyway. So I'm okay with that.
So Blue Ridge will start with their 3rd possession of the game. They've scored on each of their first 2. 1st and 10 from their own 20. Darland, he's going to keep it around the right side. He runs the read option very well. Chased down and brought down a nice tackle over there. I believe that's Cooper Jones on the tackle.
There's a flag on the far side of the field.
That could have been face mask, could it?
I thought it. To me, it had to be a hold. It was thrown early.
He made a pretty good tackle. It didn't look like a face mask.
They're moving it up, though, so it might have been.
Oh, goodness. We cannot catch the penalty break.
From up here, it looked like he had him around the shoulders. It looked like a clean tackle by Cooper.
Penalty is against the Bulldogs. Result of the penalty is a...
So that'll move the ball to the 38-yard line. Wow. And it's still 1st down.
It's still first quarter, too.
And here is Darland going to keep it on the read option up the middle, nowhere to go to the left side. He's got a foot race now at the 1st down marker, and Matt Hayes drug him out of bounds, finally right at the marker and near midfield.
Man, he gets that ball. He is elusive and hard to bring down. I mean, he is as advertised.
They'll spot it at the 48, shy of midfield, and he is so quick and elusive. I mean, he's elusive when he's dry, but how slippery is he when he's wet?
Yeah. We talked about it may be hard to cut on this turf with the wet field, but it hasn't slowed him down any.
1st and 10, left to right. They try to draw Howe off sides, but Gaddis moves from his tight end position, and that's going to be against Blue Ridge, back him up 5 yards. But you know, Howe's had some moments tonight where they've had 1st and 15. They've forced them to several times, but that has not really helped them out so far because Blue Ridge's ground game has been so effective.
Yeah, again with Darland, and again with their other playmakers, Gelvin and Dean, they got some guys that there was some speed, and Bulldogs done a poor job of tackling.
Darland runs the read option. This time he's going to hand it off up the middle, and Dean gets the carry and nice yardage as he really does a great job of being very quick through the line, and he's going to get a lot of that back on the House side of the field at the 47-yard line, setting up a 2nd down and about 6.
I just wonder if Howe kind of came in this game thinking, okay, we got past the 2 toughest opponents of the season, and now we can go ahead and get back to our winning ways here against Blue Ridge.
Maybe they thought they could relax a little bit too much.
I wonder about that.
2nd down and 6, handoff, and up the middle again goes Dean, and another 1st down. Escaping tackles, breaks out near side, cuts Clayton and he's going to run out of bounds after a big gainer at the 27-yard line.
And all these playmakers they have, including Darland and Gelvin, all them, they're all kind of short, quick guys. They're not fat, real big or tall or thick. They're just real short, 5'9", 150-pound little water bugs who can just squirt around and move real fast.
You know, they only scored 14 a week ago against Leonard, but it's because they threw a lot of interceptions a week ago. Or threw 2, but crucial turnovers hurt them. They're not throwing the ball tonight. This is Darland again on the read option, left side, bouncing it out, cutting it up, and he's finally going to be drugged down by Jones, but not before another 7-yard gain. And it's been 7 yards a pop nearly all night long. That's the end of the 1st quarter. Blue Ridge on top, 14-7. It's a shocker so far. We'll be right back.
Who's your local plumber? Brother Plumber. It's good to know someone local and someone you can trust when your home or office drops the ball.
Main line break, 15 yards.
Brother Plumber is plumb professional and serves not only Howe, but also all of Grayson County. And you can save yourself 10% if you mention Go Bulldogs. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. We'd love to help. Brother Plumber is one call away at 469-968-4487. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. Remember, Go Bulldogs.
Independent Financial is proud to support Howe ISD and their hardworking students, teachers, and staff. We share your vision for a brighter tomorrow and a championship season. For every challenge, Independent Financial has you covered. Our team can suggest a wide range of financial products to make your personal banking fast and easy. Plus, we have the know-how to deliver the game-changing business banking solutions. Independent Financial, your community in your corner. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Blue Ridge back out on the field with a 14-7 lead, looking for more right here from the Howe 22-yard line, 23-yard line. Darland, he's going to hand off left side, and he's met by, escapes the tackle of Matt Hayes, and he's on the run for another 1st downer at the 12-yard line.
Man, they had him down, and probably after about 4 or 5 yards. Instead, just again, poor tackling by the Bulldogs, and he was able to escape away for about 5 or 6 more and get the 1st down.
They'll spot it at the 10. It's 1st and goal.
You said it off air. This shows how bad the Bulldogs missed Bryce Crosby.
There's no question. Darland in the gun. To his right is Dean. A bad snap. He hands off Dean up the middle, escaping tackles. Finally down after about a 3-yard gain. They'll mark it at the 7. Well, they attempted a pass yet tonight?
I was wondering.
They have not.
Okay.
They have 9 first downs, though, and Howe has 1.
How many different ball carriers have they had?
7.
Wow.
They are trying to look like bells here.
The shotgun version of slot T.
Yeah. Dean will move to the right side of Darland as they go a double tight look. And Darland's going to keep it up the middle. He's going to be down inside the 5 at the 3-yard line. And it'll be 3rd down and goal from the 3.
4 yards.
Great option. Goes right up.
Boy, they're going to mark it at the 1.
Goes right up the middle. They've got, again, that defensive line has got, it's getting kind of dominated right now by that offensive line. They're making some holes in the interior line.
3rd and goal from the 1. Darland's going to try to do it himself. Is he in? He is in. Touchdown, Blue Ridge, and they've doubled up on Howe. Back-to-back touchdowns, and they take the lead 20-7 with 10:22 left to go in the second. And Howe has not looked like this on defense all year.
They just don't look crisp. They don't look, I don't want to say they don't look like they don't want to be here, but I mean, it's not the same defense that we've been used to seeing.
Darland is going to hand off to Clayton, coming near side. A great tackle by Matt Hayes. Can he get him down? And wrestled him down. And he did on the 2-point conversion. So it's going to stay 20-7 with 10:22 left to go in the 3rd. We'll be back right after this.
Hello, this is Rosie the Skunk for Atmos Energy. You might think I make a bad smell, but it's nothing compared to the rotten egg smell of a gas leak, because that could be dangerous. If you think you smell, see, or hear signs of a leak, don't do anything that might cause a spark. Leave immediately. Then call 911 and Atmos Energy. There's no gray area here. When dealing with gas leaks, it's black and white. For more information, visit atmosenergy.com/gas safety.
Austin Haley's coming to the sidelines.
Oh no, let's hope Haley's okay. Caroline, can you get the mic in there?
Coach, I'm starving. I can't keep going.
But you're the starting quarterback.
Coach, I can't help it. I need something quick.
Hang on. Doreen, quick. Go to Sonic, get a burger, tots, and a shake.
Make it an M&M blast.
Doreen, make that an M&M blast. Large.
Coach, I'm sorry, but Sonic of Howe is where you get great food and big smiles. It's not just good.
I know, it's Sonic good. Hang on, Doreen, bring me some onion rings. Those things really bring the hammer down.
Well, we're awaiting the Tech Wave kickoff. Your hit exterior scoring drive recap, 8 plays, 80 yards for Blue Ridge. It was a 1-yard touchdown by quarterback Brody Darland. And he's been electric so far tonight. It's 20-7, and here's a high kick. It's going to be taken by Howe, and I believe that is on the far side. That's
Colton Little.
Colton Little. So Howe's going to have it at their own 42-yard line. Wynn's going to be at their back for the first time on offense. We'll see if that does anything.
Coach Bryant, I think, was wanting a penalty because I think he thought Colton Little or one of the other Bulldogs called a fair catch.
There was no fair catch at all.
Nobody called for it?
Nobody called fair catch. I would have thought they would, but no one called for it.
Because Little got nailed as soon as he caught that ball.
So 1st and 10 for Howe from their own 42-yard line. 10:22 on the clock. Left to right go the Bulldogs in all black. And now do we have an official's timeout? What are we talking about here? Coach Bryan was asking something. And now I think we're ready to go.
Guys, we've been talking about next after this.
Okay, so it's 1st and 10. I guess we're ready to go. Man goes in motion very quickly is Rattler, and Haley's going to try to keep it over right guard. And he's buried hard. A big loss, and Blue Ridge says the ball has come out.
The ref is that Austin was down.
The ref saying Austin down.
But it was very close.
Boy, he has had nowhere to go tonight.
And this Blue Ridge team is playing with confidence. I mean, they're playing with their hair on fire right now.
To be honest, Howe has had one big play. Other than that, everything else has been really backwards or nothing.
Guys, we've been talking about how this defense is really missing Bryce Crosby. I asked him if one word to describe how you're feeling. He said the true definition raw of sad.
Oh. 3 receivers right. Haley rolls that way. Looking down the field, throwing, and that's going to be caught and dropped by Tristan Williams. He tried to body catch it, and it popped off the 3 on the front of his jersey and went out of bounds. It's hard to catch with your hands when they're wet. And that'll be incomplete. And 3rd and 15 coming up.
Yeah, rolled to his right. It was a perfect pass. Right
Third
to his
and
chest, and just could not, just bounced right off his chest and on the ground.
Just nothing going Howe's way. Nothing. And I mean nothing. 3rd and 17. They look to the side. They've had one big play tonight, and that's it. And they're in jeopardy right here of punting it back to Blue Ridge, who scored on every possession. Handoff, Rattler left side, and not much doing there. They say the ball came out again. The officials are giving no indication just yet.
I think it did come out that time.
I believe it did come out on that one. And Blue Ridge did recover it.
Well,
and the refs
now
said
there's
it did.
finally an official making the call, and Blue Ridge has stripped the ball away from Rattler, and they'll have possession at the 36-yard line. And this is about as bad as you can get for a start for the Howe Bulldogs.
I know I've been saying it, but Howe better wake up right now. It's 20-7. You just fumbled the ball. Rattler is in the Commerce game. He had some tough time holding on the ball, but since then he's had pretty good ball security.
Well, he hadn't fumbled since.
Yeah, and so it's now we got a flag come out on Howe side. It looks like on the defense, and I wonder if that's a.
Well, Bo Stevens is walking off very angrily.
He was
unsportsmanlike conduct.
He said something, and the ref did not like it. That's all I'm going to see from that play.
So he comes off the field.
That's his first unsportsmanlike too. So one more, we know the rule.
He slams his helmet down on the bench. And that's a 15-yard penalty that'll take Blue Ridge all the way down to the 21-yard line as if they needed any help whatsoever.
Before they even run a play on this series. So you fumble the ball, they get possession inside the 40-yard line, and then you fumble the ball inside the 30-yard line.
That's Howe's fourth 15-yard penalty in the first half.
Goodness. Oh. 1st and 10, right to left, as Stevens just got an earful from Coach Cody Nitson. So here's Darland and his boys. High snap, but he's going to try to keep it around the right edge. He makes one cut, flag down. He's in the end zone. I believe there's going to be a penalty, and this one's coming back.
Yeah, it's a hold on Blue Ridge. But boy, that hole opened up in that hole.
That was a big hole on the right side.
Yeah. That hold opened up a hole, though.
And Stevens will check back into the game. Malin Walker is out on this series. So they'll push it back. This one will go back near the 30 to the 31-yard line. And all of that, and it's still first down.
Needless to say, this is an important possession. You score a touchdown here and go up 27-7.
That's very important. This could be a turning point in the football game. Darland's going to keep it on the read option up the middle, skirts through. He's quick, and he's to the end zone again. That one is going to skirt for 31 yards. Darland is having his way with the read option on the Howe defense tonight.
Well, this Bulldog defense is shook. I mean, the thing is, the read options worked all night long because they've been able to get yards just from every player, just about every play, and so you can't focus in on just one player. And Darland gets that, goes straight up the middle, up the gut, almost untouched, and it's 26-7. They're going to try for 2.
Trying to get back on schedule with a 2-point conversion. Darland's going to keep it around the right side. Yep, he goes right in on the right side. Hardly even touched.
Wow.
And Blue Ridge goes up 28-7 with 9:21 left to go in the second quarter. We'll be right back. Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog. Removing copperheads. And electricity. Oh! Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president. Not a joke. You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been in business in Howe for over 50 years. They even predate the volleyball program and the marching band. Norman Dickey was the new coach when they opened up. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been able to serve the good people of Howe and surrounding areas because, well, they're good people. If you've been told you need expensive repairs, get a second opinion with Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. Call 903-532-6255 or see them at 215 Denny Street. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. You wonder about the rain, how that affected the game plan of Blue Ridge, because they've not attempted a pass so far tonight, and whether the rain, brought that on with their game plan, but it's been the greatest game plan that they could have ever pulled out. And here's your Tech Wave kickoff. Pooch kick, fair catch called for by Matt Hayes, who makes the catch at the 30. He almost dropped it. But Howe will set up shop at their own 30. Your hit exterior scoring drive recap. One play, 36 yards for Blue Ridge. And it was a, guess who? Brody Darland. A read option right up the middle for the score. That's 28-7 with 9:21 on the clock.
What's been the one thing that's killed the Bulldogs the last 2 years, Monty?
Well, not being able to stop the quarterback run.
Yes, and tonight is really the first time they're seeing a quarterback that can run.
Haley, a quick pitch out to Rattler, looking for a block, is slung down by the neck by Gaddis right at the line of scrimmage. And it'll be second down and 10.
Isaiah Gaddis on the stop.
Howe just can't get going offensively and can't stop anybody defensively.
I think so. Both sides of the ball, they can't get going.
It's just been ugly.
This Gaddis kid can play, though, on the defensive end position. He is electric right there.
So a 1 yard gain for Rattler, and it'll be second down and 9. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Haley digs it out, wants to throw across the middle. Is it a great catch? It is if he made the catch and hung on, and he did. And that's going to be Colin Murphy right across the middle. I don't think it's enough for a first, but it's within striking distance with a third short. And I believe the Wild Dog package is coming on, and it is.
That was a good catch by Murphy. I mean, he had a guy draped all over him, but able to hang on the slant pattern.
Ball at the 39-yard line. Need to get to the 40 for a first. Jones is going to try to carry it through. He's got the first down. And Howe will move the sticks left to right.
Jones, first down.
They needed that first down there. Give it to Jones and just let him push his way through. He needed 1, got 2.
Boy, this Howe offense needs a quick strike. Jones comes split out near side with Rattler in the slot with him. Everybody else near their line of scrimmage. Rattler gets the carry on the jet sweep. Now he cuts it up right side. Going to get a couple of yards near the 45-yard line, shy of it at the 44. So a 3-yard gain by Rattler.
Got that jet sweep. I thought he was going to try to go around the corner, cut back inside.
He's so fast.
He is. He really is. He doesn't dance around a lot in the backfield. He does try to go hit a hole straight through. He doesn't dance around and try to take anybody out, or he just goes straight through.
The big package comes out, and the regular package comes back in, and that means Ulmer and Murphy in the slots. Williams by himself up top, or at the bottom rather, is Williams. Handoff Rattler, and he's got maybe a yard, 2 yards to the 46.
Gain of about a yard.
And Howe's going to have a third and about 6.5, 7 yards right here. And this is where you miss Ryan Huff and the little quick slant across the middle.
Trista Williams in for Ryan Huff tonight.
Man in motion is Murphy from left to right. That'll leave Jones by himself on the left side. They stand up and look for the play. Right now there's 6:25 on the clock here before half. And Haley wants it. Drops back 3 steps, straight back. Fires it deep down the field for Murphy, and it is going to be batted away. Another nice play by Dean as he's playing a true center field tonight, and it's 4th down. That ball hung up, though.
Yeah, he threw it. Kyle almost threw it off his back foot right along the sidelines. Took a while for it to come down, and enough time for Dean to come over there and get in the way, kind of, I don't know if he batted it down, but at least disrupt Murphy and trying to catch the ball. And incomplete and 4th down now.
You know, Haley just hadn't looked in rhythm in a few weeks, and I know he's been nursing some shoulder stuff. And here's a timeout by Blue Ridge. We'll take one, too. We'll be back. Right now it's 28-7, Blue Ridge in the lead. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been in business in Howe for over 50 years. They even predate the volleyball program and the marching band. Norman Dickey was the new coach when they opened up. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been able to serve the good people of Howe and surrounding areas because, well, they're good people. If you've been told you need expensive repairs, get a second opinion with Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. Call 903-532-6255 or see them at 215 Denny Street. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. Austin Haley's coming to the sidelines.
Oh no, let's hope Haley's okay. Caroline, can you get the mic in there?
Coach, I'm starving. I can't keep going.
But you're the starting quarterback.
Coach, I can't help it. I need something quick.
Hang on. Doreen, quick. Go to Sonic, get a burger, tots, and a shake.
Make it an M&M blast.
Doreen, make that an M&M blast. Large.
Coach, I'm sorry, but Sonic of Howe is where you get great food and big smiles. It's not just good.
I know, it's Sonic good. Hang on, Doreen, bring me some onion rings. Those things really bring the hammer down.
Howe thought about the fake punt there for a moment, but Jones punts it on the run, and it's going to roll down a pretty good roll inside the 20 to the 17-yard line, and Blue Ridge will start there.
Tigers take over at the 16-yard line.
Well, if Howe can't score, every possession for this half is going to be important because you find yourself down 35-7, and that's almost, to me, that's almost insurmountable.
You know, everybody's been talking about playoffs around here, but you got to win games to clinch.
And that was my theory on this, is that and that's why I was wondering if getting past those 2 games against Gunner and Bells and thinking, okay, now we can get back to winning football, but Blue Ridge has got something to say about that.
Well, Howe looks flat, just flat out flat. 1st and 10, right to left goes the Tigers, and this is going to be a handoff up the middle. Dean, I believe, and look out, it's a foot race now. Dean could go to the house, to the 40, being chased down by Langford. I believe it's going to be Langford who ran him down at the 23-yard line.
Again, this running attack for Blue Ridge is just gashing the Bulldogs defense. They're not getting a hand on a running back, on a back. And good job there by Langford to stay with it and at least save the touchdown.
40-yard run right there by, I believe it was Dean, wasn't it?
I believe so.
1st and 10, right to left. Darland is going to hand off up the middle. He's hit, spins around, and Marshall's going to gain enough, close to a 1st down at the 15-yard line. Blue Ridge's ground game has just been unbelievable.
Still yet to throw a pass.
I don't think we'll see a pass out of them all night.
I don't believe so. There's no reason to.
No reason to.
Ball at the 16-yard line. Marshall in the backfield with Darland. And he's going to get the carry. Marshall over right tackle. 1st down to the 10-yard line. Maybe the 9. And this is just shocking.
Yeah, I mean,
there's no way to describe this performance right now as other than just shocking.
Because the goal was tonight was you win tonight, you've guaranteed the 3rd seed in the playoffs, but you had to win.
1st and goal, and this is going to be Darland up the middle, fighting for yardage. Inside the 5 to the 2.
Down to the 2-yard line.
8 yards a carry.
It really is. I mean,
every time they touch the ball, it's at least 8 yards.
And you got to count for everybody.
So 2nd down and goal from the 2-yard line. Darland's going to do it himself. Left side finds a hole. He's in. Touchdown, Blue Ridge. And it's just as easy as that. There's a seam, and he finds it. He's not necessarily looking to run in a certain direction or a certain hole. He stops for a second, finds the hole, and then goes as fast as he can. And now it's 34-7 Blue Ridge, awaiting the 2-point conversion with 3:48 left to go here in quarter number 2. This is not Gunner.
Yeah, and they haven't had to punt, I don't believe.
Well, they've scored on every possession.
Yeah.
And this will be Dean on the carry for the 2-point conversion, and he's in. It's 36-7. We'll be right back.
Hey, it's me, Gus the Gopher for Atmos Energy. I dig all around the yard. Occasionally, I bump into a utility line and get a headache. But if you hit one with your shovel, backhoe, or ditch digger, you could cause a gas leak, disrupt service, or worse. So call 811 at least 3 business days before you or someone else digs in your yard to have those underground utility-owned lines marked. It's free and it's the law. You dig what I'm saying? For more on safe digging, visit atmosenergy.com/811.
Independent Financial is proud to support Howe ISD and their hardworking students, teachers, and staff. We share your vision for a brighter tomorrow and a championship season. For every challenge, Independent Financial has you covered. Our team can suggest a wide range of financial products to make your personal banking fast and easy. Plus, we have the know-how to deliver the game-changing business banking solutions. Independent Financial, your community in your corner. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
It's like the Bizarro version of the Howe Bulldogs. As we're getting ready for the Tech Wave kickoff. 3:48 left to go before the half, and Blue Ridge has scored again. A 2-yard touchdown by Darland on a 5-play, 84-yard drive, and a fair catch is called for on the kickoff. And Tristan Williams hauls it in at the 38-yard line, and that's where Howe will start on this drive.
Let me ask y'all something. The rain's coming down at a pretty good clip right now, but do you think the rain is playing that much of a factor? Do you think if this is a dry game that they would come out this flat? I know it's kind of hard to say.
I don't know.
I know it's kind of hard to say without.
It's hard to say, but it is not pretty. I'm just going to be honest.
It's not even close.
No,
it's not a close match. It's really not. 1st and 10, left to right. Haley and company, 2 backs beside him, and he's talking to each one of them. And now they figure it out. And this is going to be Haley keeping it on the left side. He's got some room for the first time tonight. Haley's first down and more down the sideline. Finally steps out of bounds at about the 34-yard line in Blue Ridge territory. And signs of life and no flags.
Tell you what, also Haley's going to put this game on his shoulders. He's going to have to. He had Haley, or he had Daniels on his right. He had Rattler on his left, and looked at both of them about 4 or 5 times. And then pulled the read option, kept it himself around that left side. Had a lot of green grass on the left side to get into Blue Ridge territory.
1st and 10 on the Blue Ridge side of the field, and here's Rattler trying to spin out of tackles. He's down after 2 at about the 33-yard line. About the 33.
Short gain.
Red one on the draw. He just didn't have. There was just nothing there. Only a yard gain on that one.
So Daniels and Rattler still in the game, a dual back look here. And they straddle each side of Haley on 2nd down and 9. Daniels goes out of the backfield, and here's a handoff to Rattler, who's slung down after maybe 1 yard. Maybe the line of scrimmage, and now a late flag comes in from the back judge.
Could be a face mask here.
Our officials tonight are Lazard James, the referee, Clarence Boston, the umpire, Jeff Greathouse, the head linesman. The line judge is Rick Wadley, the back judge Derek Atchison. It's going to be a personal foul against Blue Ridge. Face mask, as the Blizzard said, and that'll help out.
Well, that was a break that Howe needed just to feel like they're moving forward. They feel like they can't get anything going on offense.
You know, the offensive line, as good as they've been all year, they didn't run the ball well against Bells and Gunner.
No.
So it's been a while since they've been able to run the football. And they haven't been able to run the football very well tonight.
They've done a pretty good job of pass protecting this season, but these last few games, run blocking, you're right, has not been great.
1st and 10, man in motion is Daniels. And Rattler is going to get the carry to the right side. It's got a little crease to the 10 and down inside the 10 to about the 8-yard line. Again, there's a blue tent right in our way, and we can't see.
Yeah, broke it outside. Finally not running between the tackles. Broke it outside to Rattler and used some of that speed to almost get around that edge. And it's going to be close to first down. I think it's going to be a yard short. First down.
So the ball at the 8. Need a yard here, 2nd down and 1. Haley and Rattler in the backfield. Handoff. Rattler, no, Haley's going to keep it himself. He's got the first down, I believe, but then he was pummeled backwards. But I thought he had enough for the first.
I thought he did too. He ran right into Luke Rodriguez on the quarterback keeper. And I wonder what that shoulder, when he hits somebody, how much that shoulder hurts him. When he's the quarterback running right into the hands of the chest of a linebacker.
He's a tough young man. 1st and 10 from the 7. Haley looks back, looking for the end zone, throwing the fade route to Jones, jumps up for it, and can't come down with it with the wet ball.
We got a flag. It was a free play.
Generally, the sure-handed Jones comes down with that, but the wet conditions played a factor, I'm sure, and as Caroline, our Night Furniture sideline reporter, just mentioned, offsides against Blue Ridge. So another benefit for Howe right there. They got to capture all of these, and Ulmer comes back into the game.
Yeah, you need all the help you can get right now. And Bulldogs, too, are going to try to bleed as much as they can of this clock. Obviously, they want to come with a score, but if they can take as much as they can off the clock.
The wild dog package, and Jones is met in the backfield. Nothing doing there is going to lose yardage. The ball was at the 4. They're going to spot it at the 6. He's going to lose 2 yards on the wild dog.
Something looked off there. Ulmer was in motion. And Blizzard, I don't know if you saw it. I couldn't see what. It was a slow developing play, and Blue Ridge is in the backfield. I can't see what was.
Yeah, it was like they were having Cooper try to read it instead of just hit it, which they just need to go forward there.
Haley back in the game. He's going to roll out left, looking for a crease near the end zone. Is he in? Yes, he is. It's touchdown time in Texas. Austin Haley takes it over from 6 yards out, and Howe finally on the board again just before the half at 1:09. It's 36-13 awaiting the PAT.
I like it. Haley put this thing on his shoulders, get the snap, and just quarterback keeper himself around the left side, dives to the end zone for the touchdown, and Bulldogs showing some life, trying to keep themselves in it. They still got a half left of football to play.
It looks like Howe's going to go for 2 here. Rattler stands to the right side of Haley. Haley looking right side in the end zone, flushed out of the pocket, moving left, throws in the end zone, incomplete. And a flag is there, as apparently Braden Ulmer was held in the end zone.
He just fell down, I'm not going to lie to you.
Well, he did a good job of
he
playing it.
He got the call, but he just slipped on the wet field.
Micah Dickerson was in coverage, and he kind of held his hands like, I didn't do anything. He just fell.
Yeah, he's right. He did just fall. But the penalty helps the Bulldogs, and half the distance to the goal to the 1 yard line now. I see the wild dog package coming in.
It looks like it's coming in. I see Carson Daniels. Bo Stevens is on the field. But it looks like Haley is staying in at the wild dog as the dog. And Cooper Jones will go split out wide to the right instead of Haley. So they'll just switch positions here. So look for Haley maybe to try to punch this in on the 2-point conversion. Snap back to Haley. He is going to try to run to the right side, and he did get in. That is a 2-point conversion. And Howe now trails 36-15 with $1:09 left to go in the second quarter. Can it be? We'll be right back.
Who's your local plumber? Brother Plumber. It's good to know someone local and someone you can trust when your home or office drops the ball.
Mainline break, 15 yards.
Brother Plumber is plumb professional and serves not only Howe, but also all of Grayson County. And you can save yourself 10% if you mention Go Bulldogs. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. We'd love to help. Brother Plumber is one call away at 469-968-4487. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. Remember, Go Bulldogs.
Hi, this is Matt Linder with Linda Hamill Insurance. Your home field is where everything happens. And I'm not talking about Bulldog Stadium. We're talking about your home, your car, and your life. For over 30 years, we've been offering bundle discounts on home, auto, and life. We offer Germania and Progressive insurance protection, as well as many others to suit your needs. Call us today at 903-965-4098 or come by and see us at 106 North Broadway in Bells, Texas. That's 903-965-4098.
Welcome back. Howe just scored on a 6-play, 62-yard drive for your Hit Exterior LLC scoring drive recap. It was Austin Haley on a 6-yard touchdown and Austin Haley on a 2-point conversion to bring us to 36-15 with 1:09 left to go before the half. Johnny Rodriguez to bang away the Tech Wave kickoff. It's a low squibber, bouncing, and it hits one of the Blue Ridge players. Howe has a chance for the football, but I think Blue Ridge was able to get back on it. Garrett Gibbs was right there, but he didn't get there just quick enough. It was bang, bang, and I believe it was recovered by Ty Garcia just in the nick of time before Gibbs was able to get it.
I was thinking this is a way they can get a turnover, is hit a dribbler up and have it bounce off one of them, hit them, or recover it on the kickoff, and almost had a chance there as it bounced off the face mask of one of the Blue Ridge players. Fortunately, Bulldogs not able to recover. You need a stop here. You've got to have a stop here. Speaking the obvious, but you get a stop here before the end of the half. Kind of gives you a little momentum going into the locker room.
Walker out of the game on defense again. And it'll be 1st and 10, right to left. And this is going to be a carry by Dean coming near side. That's Dickerson rather. And he slips out of bounds at the 43-yard line, but there's a flag down at the 35.
It was a block in the back.
Yeah.
And Dickerson is hurt.
Yeah, he slid down funny over there.
Yeah, I think his ankle does not look good the way he's grabbing it, but he slid down like you said.
They're going to wave the flag off.
It was definitely a block in the back.
Was that Tristan Williams who was the victim of the block in the back?
Yeah, it looked like Dean's the one that blocked him in the back.
Official time now.
Well, it looked like they were waving it off.
Yeah, it looked like they waved it off.
But they're not moving the ball.
Where he was down, they're moving it back 10 yards.
So I guess they are going to call it.
Okay.
We'll take it.
They'll spot it at the 24. So a 10-yard penalty, it's a hold, apparently. Interesting. And Dickerson is being helped off the field. He's on the near side, so it's going to take a while for him to get over there to the far side. Caroline, I don't imagine this is a very excited team down there on the sidelines.
Yeah, guys, this I gotta tell you, this is nothing like we've ever been in before. As you've been saying, we're just all kind of standing here, looking around, what is happening here?
Everybody looks puzzled.
And the rain is definitely starting to come down much harder now.
So now it's 1st and 20 after the 10-yard penalty. Howe moves into still in the 3-man front. And this is going to be Darnold just throwing it away. There's officially your first pass, but it goes out of bounds.
They had linemen 10 yards downfield.
So that's going to be a penalty. Yeah, legal man downfield. That'll back him up a little bit. Again, there's 45 seconds on the clock here.
I think if he would have kept running the ball, they would have called the flag. They would have thrown the flag for a legal man downfield.
Yeah, I think they're going to take a knee. The coach just gave kind of the victory formation to the quarterback.
So the Bulldog defense holds. Hopefully.
It'll be the first time in the first half.
Now Blue Ridge gets the ball in the second half. Remember that. And the rain, as Caroline said, it does feel like it's coming down a little bit harder.
So back to the 20-yard line goes Blue Ridge. Right to left. They've got a first down and about 20. No, it's more than that, is it not? 25?
Yeah, about 25.
So Darland in the gun. He's going to hand. No, he's going to keep. No, he does hand off up the middle. They run the read option very well. And it'll be a gain of about 6, 7, or 8 like they always get. And that'll be Dean on the carry to the 27-yard line. But that takes time off the clock at 29 seconds, 28. Nobody's calling timeouts. Everybody's just apparently ready to go into the locker room on this one. Howe doesn't want to call a timeout because they could pop one at any given moment.
Yeah, I think they're just – everybody sees what's left, time left on the clock, and just go in the locker room and
yeah, I think it's half because –
Yep, that's going to be the end of the first half, and it was probably the most disastrous first half that Howe's had. It is all season long, without question.
No question.
They find themselves down by 21 points here at the half to Blue Ridge, who they were expected to win tonight, expected to beat tonight. And that, if they're going to do that, they've got a very tough challenge ahead of them in the second half. We've got some interviews for you. You're in the Bullard Construction halftime show. We've got Bandsman of the Week and our Lady Bulldogs Spotlight. We'll be back on the backside.
Bullard Construction is owned by former Bulldog Jonathan Bullard. If you're in need of skid steer land clearing, dirt work, a pad site built, construction cleanup, fencing, automatic gates, or even more, contact Bullard Construction at 903-267-9701. They'll give you a free estimate. Bullard Construction is locally owned and operated in Howe, Texas, but serves the North Texas region. Call Bullard Construction at 903-267-9701. 903-267-9701. Here's some things to never mess with if you're not a trained professional. Caging a bulldog, removing copperheads, and electricity. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric. Rapid Electric is here for all your electrical needs. Just like you wouldn't try to become a pro boxer or president. Not a joke. You need a pro to keep your electricity humming. Don't get shocked. Rapid Electric serves the Grayson County area. Call them at 903-421-8100.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, an old school black and white Howe Bulldog. In criminal defense, you need someone who fights like a bulldog. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights is proud to sponsor the Pride of Howe High School's Bandsman of the Week. Your hometown Bulldog alumni-owned and operated business is here for all your seamless gutter and outdoor Christmas lights needs. Give them a call at 903-819-9183 and let them make your house shine really bright this Christmas. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights. Give them a call at 903-819-9183. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights.
You're listening to the Bullard Construction Halftime Show. Today's Bandsman of the Week is brought to you by All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights, a firefighter family-owned business. Call them at 903-819-9183. Now let's join Monty Walker with this week's Bandsman of the Week.
This week's Bandsman of the Week is Caden Garner. Now, Caden, this is marching season, concert season. How do you feel like the Pride of Howe has done this year?
So we just ended our marching contest season, and we finished fourth in our area, which is a very bittersweet ending because unfortunately it is not an advancement year for us, so we don't get to go to San Antonio for our state contest. But we are very proud of how it ended, and so now we are getting ready to start our concert season, and we have a lot of good things coming up for that, and we're extremely ready to start our UIL contests for that as well.
You're a junior and on the leadership team. What are your responsibilities there?
So I'm responsible for making sure that the band is being and staying productive and getting our stuff done effectively during practices and rehearsals, but also making sure that we are getting from point A to point B, whether it be a football game, a contest, just any outing that the band might have in an also a productive order so that we can get our jobs done as band members.
Oh, you play the French horn. What got you into that?
So I'm going to blame that one on my cousin. When I was little, I just kind of wanted to do everything that she wanted to do. So I saw that she was doing the French horn, and I said, hey, Miss Cook, sign me up, and she let me play it.
So Miss Liz says you're a good marcher, good player, always smiling, friendly, trustworthy. What is it that pushes you for excellence?
I definitely am going to put that on my friends. Just seeing my friends at band and seeing a lot of the lower classmen just keep getting better throughout the year really pushes me to stay positive and just keep pushing as a leadership member. It's always fun to see the band doing well at contests and just everybody kind of getting better. So just those small kind of victories are really help me stay positive.
How good is this year's band performance?
Oh my gosh, it's the best. We'll blow your socks off. So yeah, it's really good. I love it. It's definitely one of my favorite shows I've been a part of.
So Miss Liz always says her favorite thing about you is that you are Gentry Doty's cousin. Is there something there?
I mean, I guess a lot of people can label me as that, but I definitely think that there's more to me than just being Gentry's cousin, but also a lot of the times I can be compared to her.
I think she's just trying to rile you up.
Yeah, she definitely is.
So what are the things you're involved with at Howe High School?
So when I'm not in the band hall, I'm usually in the ag building doing some kind of public speaking, or I love showing my hogs. I'm actually serving as this year's District 3 FFA Association president, so a lot of my jobs kind of require me to help coordinate a lot of our events, whether it be leadership development events or career development events, as well as kind of help maintain our county show as well. So being able to serve on not only within our school, but also within our district is another awesome opportunity for me.
That is your Bandsman of the Week, Caden Garner.
Today's Bandsman of the Week is brought to you by All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights, a firefighter family-owned business. Call them at 903-819-9183. You're listening to the Bullard Construction Halftime Show. For skid steer clearing, dirt work, and other construction, call Jonathan Bullard at 903-267-9701.
Since 2011, Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory has walked with hundreds of families through the most overwhelming time of their lives. Their job is simple: to make this season a little easier. What you can expect is a no-pressure, people-first philosophy, custom services for memorials that you'll remember forever, and reasonable pricing. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins have built a reputation over the past 30 years in the funeral business for making every family feel at home. Visit ScogginsFuneralHome.com or call 903-482-5225.
Bullard Construction is owned by former Bulldog Jonathan Bullard. If you're in need of skid steer land clearing, dirt work, a pad site built, construction cleanup, fencing, automatic gates, or even more, contact Bullard Construction at 903-267-9701. They'll give you a free estimate. Bullard Construction is locally owned and operated in Howe, Texas, but serves the North Texas region. Call Bullard Construction at 903-267-9701. 903-267-9701.
You might know that State Farm agent Corey Hernandez has great service. Corey is your good neighbor after all. But did you know State Farm has surprisingly great rates too? That's right. State Farm agent Corey Hernandez is here to help you select the right protection at the right price. Corey will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. Call State Farm agent Corey Hernandez at 903-893-8400 or visit insurancequotetexoma.com. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights is proud to sponsor the Pride of Howe High School's Bandsman of the Week. Your hometown Bulldog alumni owned and operated business is here for all your seamless gutter and outdoor Christmas lights needs. Give them a call at 903-819-9183 and let them make your house shine really bright this Christmas. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights. Give them a call at 903-819-9183. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights.
You're listening to the Bullard Construction Halftime Show. Today's Lady Bulldogs Volleyball Spotlight is brought to you by Independent Financial. Now let's join Monty Walker with this week's Lady Bulldog.
This week's Lady Bulldog Spotlight is Emery Snap, and you've gone to school here in Howe since kindergarten. You had your grandmother as your kindergarten teacher. Did you ever get in trouble?
Yes, I actually did.
No way.
Yes. One time specifically. She pulled my card because her classroom and the bathroom were right next to each other, and she had these antiques on her wall. And someone kicked her wall, and all the antiques fell, and she went in there, and I was the one standing there, but I didn't do it.
So who did it?
I don't honestly remember, but...
You're not going to blame it on that Walker kid, are you?
No, I would never.
All right, so do you have a favorite teacher over the years?
I don't have a favorite because they're all special to me in their own ways. They all treat me the same. We all give each other respect, and I appreciate all of them.
So volleyball has come to an end. It's now basketball season. Are you excited about that?
Of course. New coaches, new everything. I feel like I'm getting better every day, every second.
How good can this team be?
I think we are playoffs worthy. I feel like we could go to playoffs because of the new coaching and how hard she is pushing for us to go there.
Talk about Coach Anderson and what she brings.
She brings a lot to the table. She brings positive vibes. She brings a lot of encouragement, and she wants to be there, and she wants to coach.
What are other things you're involved with at Howe High School?
I'm involved with volleyball, softball, and I'm going to try to do track and tennis this year maybe.
Any plans after Howe High School?
I do want to go to college and try to get coaching, to be a coach, because I'm really passionate about that.
And that is your passionate basketball player and volleyball player, Emery Snap.
Today's Lady Bulldogs Volleyball Spotlight is brought to you by Independent Financial. You're listening to the Bullard Construction Halftime Show. For skid steer clearing, dirt work, and other construction, call Jonathan Bullard at 903-267-9701.
At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
This is Michelle Castle with Guild Mortgage, welcoming you to Howe Bulldogs football. Guild has been delivering on the promise of home to hundreds of thousands of people just like you for over 60 years. With a big heart and a desire to serve, we're committed to making life better in our communities. This is where we live, and we're committed to building it with you.
Guild Mortgage Company, Equal Housing Opportunity Company, NMLS number 3274. Michelle Castle, NMLS number 231122. Branch address 714 North Travis Street, Sherman, Texas 75090. All loans subject to underwriter approval. Terms and conditions apply. Subject to change without notice. Bullard Construction is owned by former Bulldog Jonathan Bullard. If you're in need of skid steer land clearing, dirt work, a pad site built, construction cleanup, fencing, automatic gates, or even more, contact Bullard Construction at 903-267-9701. They'll give you a free estimate. Bullard Construction is locally owned and operated in Howe, Texas, but serves the North Texas region. Call Bullard Construction at 903-267-9701. 903-267-9701. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights is proud to sponsor the Pride of Howe High School's Bandsman of the Week. Your hometown Bulldog alumni owned and operated business is here for all your seamless gutter and outdoor Christmas lights needs. Give them a call at 903-819-9183 and let them make your house shine really bright this Christmas. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights. Give them a call at 903-819-9183. All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights.
You're listening to the Bullard Construction Halftime Show. For skid steer clearing, dirt work, and other construction, call Jonathan Bullard at 903-267-9701. Now let's go back to the stadium with Caroline Slauson, Justin White, Jake Roberts, and Blake Burnett.
Welcome in to the Bullard Construction Halftime Show. I'm Caroline. We've got Justin and Blizzard here with us. Rain is definitely coming down a lot harder now than it was when I was out there just a minute ago. 15-36 is the score here. Blue Ridge winning on the road here in Howe. I said it earlier, and really I have nothing to say, but we're all down there like, what is happening? What is happening?
I think Howe is obviously shocked. They're playing kind of sluggish. They're playing flat. If you're going to ask me adjustments in the second half, I think it's got to start on the defensive side of the ball. You've got to get some stops. You've got to slow down this rushing attack on rush attack for Blue Ridge and give yourself a chance. Give your offense a chance. I think this offense can move the ball a little bit. I mean, they haven't done a lot of it, but I think there's a chance there. They got some playmakers. Obviously, Haley has put the game on his shoulders in that last drive. But it starts on defense. You've got to get some stops if you're going to make a comeback here.
Yeah, is it the rain on defense? Is it just missing Bryce? Did we just think this was going to be easy breezy? And I mean, what is it?
Bryce does make a lot of big plays.
Yeah, I can hear you.
But I don't think one player missing causes
I don't think so either.
I will say from our perspective down there, Bryce, he is the fire under this defense.
I agree.
He is the one who, we were saying how Bryce is probably the biggest defensive player, but Bo
makes the most tackles, yes. But
it's because
Bryce's fire and heart
yes.
and the players, the younger kids look up to Bryce and want to make plays for him.
Yeah.
Tonight, him not being out there, that could be an issue. But
there's still 10 other guys out there.
Yeah, I can't imagine
11
that.
because his replacement.
Obviously.
Ethan Mayo is doing fine, but they're running up the middle. Bryce plays on the edge, and that could be an issue. Like, who are they reading? Are they reading a tackle or are they reading an end? It's a lot of quarterback counter, too, where he's not reading anybody. He's just faking it, but the guard and tackle are pulling, and he's going right behind them. That is Brody Darlin, the Blue Ridge quarterback.
All right, so, Blues, let's just get into some stats. Here we go.
Brody Darlin has been the price of admission tonight if you paid to sit in the rain at Bulldog Stadium. He has 13 carries for 90 yards and 3 touchdowns so far in the game. Gelvin has 1 carry for 57 yards and a touchdown. Dean has 7 carries for 98 yards and no touchdown for Dean. Marshall has 3 carries for 24 yards and a touchdown, and Clayton has 3 carries for 35 yards for Blue Ridge. Blue Ridge has 12 first downs in this game. They did attempt a pass, but it was called back because of legal man downfield. So they have no passing stats, so we'll jump into Howe's offense. Radler has 8 carries for 19 yards and a fumble. Haley has 7 carries for 20 yards and a touchdown, and Cooper Jones has 3 carries for 3 yards. Throwing the ball tonight for the Bulldogs, Austin Haley has 97 yards on 4 completions. He is 4 of 10. He also has an interception and a touchdown. Cooper Jones has 1 catch for 36 yards. Colin Murphy, 1 catch for 7 yards. Braden Ulmer, 2 catches for 54 yards. He does have the 1 touchdown for the Bulldogs receiving. Defensively, the big star tonight has been for Blue Ridge, actually, Gaddis. He lines up at defensive end. He has 6 tackles and a sack so far. Rodriguez has 6 tackles and a forced fumble and a recovery. Dean has 6 tackles. Straup has 2 tackles. And Greer has 2 tackles for Blue Ridge. For Howe, sorry, we had to go to paper tonight. No computer in the rain.
Old school here.
I was wondering.
Old school, yeah. Matt Hayes has 6 tackles. Carson Daniels has 5 tackles. Braden Ulmer 3. Garen Langford 4. Malin Walker 2. Bo Stevens 2. Cooper Jones 2. The big story of the night is Blue Ridge has 14 first downs to Howe's 5.
Wow.
Penalties, both teams have 5. Blue Ridges are 5 and 10 yards. Howe's are 15 yarders. So that is a big difference in the game so far.
Yeah, those unsportsmanlike conduct penalties, the face masks, those have obviously, as you said, been a big part of some of the drives that they've been able to sustain.
And we talked about turnovers. Blue Ridge does not. Howe has turned the ball over twice tonight. One was just a punt, basically on the interception by Austin Haley. But Antoine Radler did have a fumble, and Blue Ridge capitalized and scored. Technically, they scored off both turnovers because they haven't been stopped in the game on offense.
Well, it doesn't. That's okay.
Yeah.
Well, I will say that the rain is definitely coming down a lot harder now. People have really started to clear out and grab their things. So
Blue Ridge didn't bring their band tonight, it looks like.
Oh no, they did.
They did.
They're gone.
Did they? Okay, they're already gone. Okay.
They're not. Okay, so we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back to Bulldog Stadium, 36-15 at the Bullard Construction halftime show.
This is Michelle Castle with Guild Mortgage, welcoming you to Howe Bulldogs football. Guild has been delivering on the promise of home to hundreds of thousands of people just like you for over 60 years. With a big heart and a desire to serve, we're committed to making life better in our communities. This is where we live, and we're committed to building it with you.
Guild Mortgage Company, Equal Housing Opportunity Company, NMLS number 3274. Michelle Castle, NMLS number 231122. Branch address 714 North Travis Street, Sherman, Texas 75090. All loans subject to underwriter approval. Terms and conditions apply. Subject to change without notice.
At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
You might know that State Farm agent Corey Hernandez has great service. Corey is your good neighbor after all. But did you know State Farm has surprisingly great rates too? That's right. State Farm agent Corey Hernandez is here to help you select the right protection at the right price. Corey will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. Call State Farm agent Corey Hernandez at 903-893-8400 or visit insurancequotetexoma.com. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Don't even have my phone. Oh, welcome back to the Bullard Construction Halftime Show. I am Caroline. Trying to get my phone out to get some scores. Do you have any?
I got some here, yeah.
Okay, you go for it.
All right, let's see. Can you hear me okay?
No, I can't hear you actually. Talk again. Yeah. Try again. Take 2.
All right. You got me now? Okay. Let's see here. Scores around the area. Some of these are finals from last night. I think some teams moved up their game to last night to avoid the rain tonight. Tioga beat Trenton 42-3. Tom Bean lost to Nacona 21-8. Anna defeated Paris 49-21. Sherman in the fourth quarter beating Frisco Wakeland 33-28. Commerce and Pottsboro are in a delay right now. Commerce leading 14-0 on that one. Gunner, boy, they're taking some anger out on Leonard at half, 49-0. 22-7 Henrietta over S&S. That's in the third quarter. Is this a correct score? Bell 72-7 at the half.
Against 2.
What's that?
Against 2.
Lone Oak. I'm sorry.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
So, let's see what else we got here.
Sorry. Let me. I'm getting the same score as you are. Give me 1 second.
McKinney lost last night to Geyer 42-21. McKinney Boyd 14-10 over Prosper Rock Hill. McKinney North losing to Forney 2-0. That's in a delay. Van Alstyne up big on Gainesville 35-0.
Sorry, my phone is just now coming up.
35-0 Argyle over Denton. That's at the half. We're talking about Sherman.
Did you talk Paris and Anna? If I'm repeating, I'm so sorry.
Anna, yeah, I did that one. Anna won. Caddo Mills 23-7 over Sunnyvale. Let's see here. What else we got?
Winsboro and Bonham delayed. Melissa Princeton delayed.
Whitesboro up on Paradise 18-7. That's at the half.
I show that Bell's Lone Oak 72-7. Is that what you said?
That's what I said. Yeah,
okay.
At the half.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I thought that was electricity.
Yeah. There's our light inside here.
All right.
Callisburg shutting out Valley View 25-0. That is at the half. Lovejoy defeating Greenville. That's at the half, 49-6. And Winsboro and Bonham are in a delay. Again, Princeton and Melissa, they're also still in a delay. So.
Okay. Here's the question: do you have to have lightning to be delayed, or just heavy rain?
I believe it's lightning.
Well, let's.
And right now we have not had any.
I might get.
Jinxes here.
Yeah. Well, I may get. Washed away down there. It's coming down. All right, we're going to take another quick break. Very quick. We'll come back with some highlights and talk of the second half.
Since 2011, Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory has walked with hundreds of families through the most overwhelming time of their lives. Their job is simple: to make this season a little easier. What you can expect is a no-pressure, people-first philosophy, custom services for memorials that you'll remember forever, and reasonable pricing. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins have built a reputation over the past 30 years in the funeral business for making every family feel at home. Visit ScogginsFuneralHome.com or call 903-482-5225.
Welcome back to the Bullard Construction halftime show. It's kind of somber up here in the press box. All we're doing is sitting around here listening to Scoggins Funeral Home commercials on repeat. It's just been it's been disastrous first half. If you're a Howe Bulldogs fan, the rain is coming down really hard, and we're gonna have to shut the roof there because it's coming in here pretty good. So if Blizzard can, there we go. Okay, so we're going to go over some highlights. We'll recap the first half. They may be lowlights. But we'll start with the Howe Bulldogs, who took the ball at their own 47-yard line. They did strike first blood in this football game. On the third play, it was Austin Haley to Braden Ulmer. And we thought that, okay, well, this is going to be same old, right? Howe up on the board, 7-0, 11 minutes left on the clock, a quick drive, 3 plays of 53 yards. But no, Blue Ridge hadn't had the ball yet. They took it at their own 32-yard line, and on the second play, this happened. Touchdown for Blue Ridge. Kelby Gevin scores from 57. 2 plays, 68 yards on the drive. That put Blue Ridge on the board 7-6 as they missed the PAT. 10-12 on the clock. Howe took it, had to punt. Blue Ridge took it at the 9:30 mark from their own 41-yard line. Went 9 plays, 59 yards, and scored on this 7-yard touchdown. And that was Hayden Dean from 7, and that gave Blue Ridge the first lead of the night, 14-7 after Marshall scored a 2-point conversion. With 6:18, Howe took it from their own 40-yard line, and Austin Haley was intercepted in the end zone and basically what was a punt. Blue Ridge took it at their own 20, drove down 80 yards on 8 plays, were helped out with some penalties, and scored on a 1-yard touchdown by Darland. That made it 20-7 at the 10:22 mark in the second quarter. Howe took possession at their own 42-yard line, and Rattler fumbled, giving it back to Blue Ridge. And now we're just about ready, but a 31-yard touchdown by Darland on the first play of the next drive, and then Howe had to punt. A 2-yard touchdown by Darland on the ensuing drive. It was all Blue Ridge in the first half, and it's 36-15 as it was a Haley 6-yard touchdown run to get the Bulldogs on the board again. So the Bulldogs scored on the first and the last possession of the first half, but Blue Ridge scored a whole bunch in the middle.
Yeah, they really did. You're going to have to shore up some things on that interior defensive line for Howe. And you got to do a better job of tackling, too. Tackling wasn't great either.
It was not very good.
So interior defensive line play and tackling.
And Howe's going to onside kick to start this second half, and it's recovered cleanly by Blue Ridge, as I believe that is going to be Ty Garcia, who recovered it nicely for the Tigers, and they'll have great field position just shy of midfield at the 47-yard line.
Looks like Blue Ridge was expecting that and fielded it nicely, and now they got real good field position here to start.
Well, Howe's going to have to play a lot better defense.
You got to get a stop here. You get a stop here in this opening drive, and you're still in it. You still got a legitimate shot here. But you got to get a stop here. Starts on this first drive.
Once again, Walker not in on defense here to start this half. 1st and 10. This is going to be Darland around the right edge, trying to find that edge, and it's going to be slung out of bounds by Tristan Williams. And for one of the few times tonight, he stopped for only a yard gain.
Look, they had a lot more guys in the box there, a lot more guys up on the line of scrimmage. And then able to string them out and let them have only 1 yard on the gain.
Second down and 9. Darland in the gun, turns, hands. That's Clayton. He's going to be brought down. A nice play by Carson Daniels up the middle. So now finally the defense, at least on the first 2 plays, have seemed to show up. And that's a yard loss back to the 47.
There wasn't much there, and Carson Daniels stayed home and able to take the back down behind the line of scrimmage, and this puts him in 3rd and long. And again, you get a stop here on this defense. That momentum can carry over to the offense.
The big play here. Huge play, in fact. 3rd down and 10. Empty backfield for Darland. Sends a man in motion as Dean from the slot and whistles before it can get underway, and it's going to be a false start against Blue Ridge. So now it's 3rd down and 15, as that'll push them back near the 40 at the 42.
For the first time tonight, we've seen Blue Ridge show some being undisciplined and not looking very crisp on the first drive.
The rain has picked up, and it's coming down pretty good. Man goes in motion as Dean. Same play. This time Darland's going to take it out of his gut, come near side, slam down on a great play. I believe that might have been Bo Stevens.
I believe that was Bo Stevens right there. Everybody stayed home, stayed in their lanes, and Stevens able to take him down the backfield. Looked like he almost had a one-armed tackle there on Darland.
I think Ethan Mayo might have had something to do with that as well. It'll be 4th down, and now for the first time tonight, the punt team comes on for Blue Ridge on a 4th and 14, and Cooper Jones is back to return this thing. He'll stand at his own 30-yard line, a high snap, and Darland is going to punt it away over the head of Cooper Jones, who lets it go, and it's going to, oh my goodness, it's going to roll out of bounds inside the 5. The Howe Bulldogs have 0 luck tonight. 0, none, zippy, zilch, nada.
Nothing?
Nothing, no.
Well, they're going to take on deep in their own territory, and they have not had much success on offense aside from the Cooper Jones touchdown and the Austin Haley run. So they're going to need they need to get this ground game going for sure.
Goes out of bounds at the 5-yard line.
Rattler has not had many yards, did not have many yards in the first half.
10:26 on the clock for Howe, who's backed up at their own 5-yard line after a great punt. 43-yard punt by Darland. That was longer than that, actually. Haley, just inside the goal line, is going to keep it up the middle, and he's going to be wrestled down, I think, at the line of scrimmage. Of course, when you're in the gun, you've got 5 yards to just get back to the line of scrimmage. And it'll be 2nd down and 10 from your own 5.
Again, trying to fight that interior defensive line for Blue Ridge.
Well, there's a defender down for Blue Ridge.
And
that might be Dickerson again.
Micah Dickerson, the sophomore.
And he had an issue with his ankle earlier in the game, and surprised to even see him back the way he hobbled off the field, but they're going to tend to him again. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be right back right after this.
(744-4252). We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
2nd down and 10 from their own 5. Howe deep in their own territory. 10:07 on the clock. And here we go. Haley just inside the goal line. Wants the snap, gets it. No, and this is going to be Rattler on the near side. It's got a little bit of a lane. 10 being slung down. Breaks a tackle, across the 15 or the 20, and finally slung down at the 24-yard line. A great run by Rattler gets them out of the shadow of their own goal line.
I tell you, again, there's not much on that interior offensive line to be able to run between the tackles, so get them out on the edge. Rattler used some of that speed, got around that corner, had a good block on the outside by Tristan Williams, and really gives them now a lot of breathing room. And now I was going to say that they move the sticks, but it looks like I got a tangle up on the chains on the far side.
Yeah, the ball spotted at the 25, and now they finally apparently get it untangled. They're going to move the sticks. That's kind of how this game has been all night. When you get a first down, there's a tangle over there. The chains are all tangled up.
And sometimes Howe likes to move fast after big plays. I don't know if they were going to at that time, but
20-yard run by Rattler will set up a 1st and 10 at their own 25. And Haley's going to give it to Rattler again, coming near side, breaks one tackle, but can't break the next 2, 3, 4 that are right in his face. He is going to get perhaps a yard.
Yeah, he got a yard on that. And after he got pounded by about 4 wide jerseys, he kind of moved his feet just a little bit, enough to get him to squeak out 1 yard on the trying to get around that corner.
So 2nd down and 9 coming up. The team looks over to the sideline for the play. They think they have it, and now they do. 2 backs in the backfield, Daniels and Rattler. Snap back, handoff, Daniels left side. And he is going to be slammed down hard after a yard gain. And 3rd and 8 coming up.
Daniels going off left tackle with Rattler leading the block. Lead blocking there.
Your big package is coming out as Stevens and Daniels will check out of the game, and the regular slots will come in with Braden Ulmer and Murphy. Everybody tight, though, around the line of scrimmage on 3rd down and 8. 3rd down and 7. And they look to the line of scrimmage. It's Williams and Ulmer bunched together just off the hip of Michael Riddle. And on the other side, it's Murphy and Jones, same way. Handoff. Rattler left side. He had a seam for a moment. I thought he was going to break free, but it closed up in a hurry. And it's going to be 4th down and 4.
Now decision time. What do you do here? You're way behind. You're in your own territory at the 37-yard line, 4th and 4.
I think you got to punt this one away.
Yeah, you have to punt here.
Blizzard, I'm surprised you say that. You're one of those proponents of always going for it.
To me, if you're across your 40, go for it. Not at your own 32, though. But I agree. Usually I am always go for it, but you got to punt here.
Maybe Jones can get one of those patented big rolls right here. 4th and 4, and Jones is going to boot it away, and it is a good punt. Bounces at the 24, rolls at the 20, and is dead right there. It stopped right on the 20-yard line.
Wow.
And so 2 punts to start the second half, and I guess if you're Howe, you'll take that because you didn't get a stop at all in the first half.
Yeah. And you wish you could have capitalized on that one, get the stop on the first possession, and then have a chance to move the ball down the field and maybe get a score to get back into this.
Yeah, we'll talk to Caroline down on the sidelines. Is it any worse with the rain right now? Is it letting up? Is it any different than the first?
The first half rain coming sideways. This one's just coming straight down. And it feels like a lot more.
So here come the Tigers of Blue Ridge in all white, right to left. 1st down and 10. This is going to be a handoff to the near side. Dean, a great tackle by Antoine Rattler right behind the line of scrimmage. A yard or 2 loss and signs of life from the Bulldog defense.
All right, guys, we got Trey talks on this rainy Friday. Trey, what is it do you think that the boys have to do to get back in this game and win?
I think they need to play harder and dig deeper.
Then they can do it, right?
Yes, ma'am, they can.
Absolutely. Thanks, Trey.
So a 4-yard loss because they spotted the ball, I guess, initially. Am I seeing that right? 3-yard loss. The 17-yard line. This is going to be Darland keeping it up the middle. He escapes and squirts free. Not enough for a first down, but pretty close to it at the 29-yard line. He is so shifty.
He really is. He's fast, quick, can make a cut on a dime.
I was about to, you took the words right out of my mouth. He made a cut on Cooper Jones that almost made him fall down.
Almost broke the ankles, if you will.
Man. So now it's 3rd down and 2, and Howe needs a huge defensive play right here. They're starting to bring the house on defense. And this will be a handoff up the middle and not much doing there, as I think it's going to be a 4th down situation, and it is for Blue Ridge. So Howe making adjustments at the half, and it's so far so good.
They lined up that defensive line, had probably 6, maybe even 7 guys on that defensive line just waiting. And the back just went right to the middle of the defensive line, and they were able to swallow him up at the line of scrimmage.
They're basically daring Blue Ridge to throw the football. And you might see one here. They're going to go for it on 4th and 2. The pistol look. They try to draw Howe off sides, and Ethan Mayo went across and got back. No flag. And now I think a timeout's going to be called by Blue Ridge, and it is. They're going to punt this one away, I think. Oh, there's a flag.
Delay a game.
Delay a game. Try to get Howe to jump off sides. Couldn't do it.
I see. So they're going to back it up a little bit here and punt this one away. I was about to go to break.
Yeah.
Howe needs to go after this punt.
Guys, I had a chance to talk to Austin Haley. When he comes over here to the sideline, he wraps up with a towel, asked him how his shoulder's feeling. He said it's all right.
He's always going to say that. I believe him. And here's the punt by Darlin. It's a low line drive kick, going to go into the hands of Cooper Jones at the 38-yard line, trying to find the far corner. Escapes 1 tackle, escapes 2 tackles. Now he's got the 50 across midfield to the 45-yard line. Howe's in pretty good shape right here, starting this possession.
Good decent return by Cooper. I thought he was going to get pushed out by the sidelines, and then had a little bit of seam right up along the far sideline.
If you're going to make the defensive stops, you've got to capitalize on points, and Howe has an opportunity here at the Blue Ridge 44-yard line.
You've got 2 defensive stops out of this.
You can't have the defensive stops and not score.
Yeah, right.
That's the only way you can get back into this thing. Your defense is finally doing what you asked them to do. 1st and 10, left to right. Howe towards the south end zone. Daniels into the game as an H-back. Handoff. Rattler, no. Austin Haley kept it around the left edge. He's got almost a first down as he's ridden out of bounds at about the 36-yard line. So a good 8-yard gain by Haley there.
We've seen a lot more of this game is Carson Daniels and Antoine Rattler in the backfield together. That time Daniels lined up as H-back. And then did the read option with Rattler, and Haley kept it around the left end.
2nd down and 2. You got to have positive yardage here. Haley, handoff, Rattler, left side over left guard. First down to the 33.
Rattler picking up a first down.
That's a big carry right there by Rattler.
Gives you some more breathing room. It feels like maybe I have a short memory right now, but when's the last time it had to be obviously the first half, but the last time they passed the ball?
Yeah, it feels like a while, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think they have in the second half.
Daniels goes in motion from right to left. Haley's just going to tuck it and run, try to pick up a first down on first down, and I think he's going to gain 9 as he just was sprinting right from his quarterback shotgun position as soon as the ball got back to him. It's going to be about a 7-yard gain, maybe 8. I think an 8-yard gain to about the 25-yard line.
This offense is starting to get into a rhythm, starting to get cooking. They're getting 7, 8, 9 yards an attempt.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if either team throws the ball in this downpour the rest of the game.
The rain is coming down, and that does not play to Howe's advantage. Daniels again in motion from left to right. Handoff. Rattler, no. Haley kept it again. Left side, he's got a big gaping hole, and he's got a touchdown. Haley takes it in from 25 yards out. And the Bulldogs are narrowing and narrowing and narrowing it. With 4 minutes left to go in the third, it's 36-21 awaiting the PAT.
Got the read option there on the left side, and Haley put in another gear on there, and Haley, that shoulder is starting to bother Austin Haley. I mean, you can really start to see it right now. And they're going to go for 2 on this one to bring, if they can bring it within 14.
Dogs still fighting in this one. Trying to go for 2. Lined up in a regular offense. No wild dog here. Rattler's going to get the hand right over the middle. Did he cross the goal?
Oh, come on.
Oh, he was very, very, very close.
Howe needed to get in there.
Oh,
He got to the line. They pushed him back. Oh, they needed that.
just turned away.
His shoulder is not looking good,
No,
boys.
it's not good. 36-21. We're going to take a timeout. We'll be right back.
Buying and or selling your next home or property should be an enjoyable experience. At Texoma Land and Home Team, our commitment to the personal relationship of each transaction ensures communication you expect, while assuring that we'll be here the next time you need us. We're not a big box real estate company by design. This freedom allows us to be fully at your service. Texoma Land and Home Team, Renee Nichols Broker, 903-818-1645. Texoma Land and Home Team for all your real estate needs, 903-818-1645.
Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been in business in Howe for over 50 years. They even predate the volleyball program and the marching band. Norman Dickey was the new coach when they opened up. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been able to serve the good people of Howe and surrounding areas because, well, they're good people. If you've been told you need expensive repairs, get a second opinion with Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. Call 903-532-6255 or see them at 215 Denny Street. Baker Air Conditioning and Heating.
4 plays and 44 yards on the drive on your hit exterior scoring drive recap. It was a 25-yard run by Haley that brings our new score 36-21 with 4 minutes left to go in the third. Johnny Garcia looks like he's going to try to bang this one away, and it's another onside kick. Goes off of, no, it's a great clean catch by Blue Ridge. And I believe that was Cash Goodman, and it was. And Blue Ridge is going to have pretty good field position near midfield at the 49-yard line. And I'm telling you what, Austin Haley is in severe pain with his right shoulder. And if Howe's able to come back in this game and win this football game, it'll be no different than the Emmitt Smith game that everybody talks about.
Yeah, he's going to try to keep Austin Haley off the field. I'd like to see him try, but he is in some immense pain with that shoulder. He's got a towel over him right now, trying to keep dry, trying to keep warm.
Garen Langford playing the safety position. This is Darland turning around, and he's trapped in the backfield. The first man there was Tank Turner. He was finished off by Carson Daniels, and riddle me this.
And Matt Hayes was back there as well to slow him down. Looked like kind of a broken play on him. Tried to hand it off, and it wasn't there. It just didn't look right from the beginning for Darland. And this offense for Blue Ridge is starting to kind of unravel here in the second half.
Second down and 10. Again, Riddle playing most all the time here in the second half and the latter part of the first half. Man goes in motion as Dean on the jet sweep. Darland fakes it to him. He's going to cut right side, looking for a lane. Tank Turner is there, and he's going to drag him down at the 45, shy of a first down. It's going to be third down, but there's a flag down. It's going to be a holding. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to tell you about the flag.
It's going to be
holding against Blue Ridge.
Holding against Blue Ridge will back it up. It'll remain second down. And now you're starting to fight with the clock a little bit, too. There's 3:13 left to go in the third. And Blue Ridge has no intention of stopping it whatsoever.
Definitely not. I don't think they're going to try to throw it for sure.
Ball now back at their own 39-yard line, and they're going to take some time. Hey, the play clock is on. Has it been on the whole time? Okay. I know they were having issues with it earlier. Second down and a long way to go. 10 yards. Low snap, and they're going to have to fall on it. I believe that was Clayton who fell on it to save the day for the Tigers, but they've been going backwards here. And finally, the Bulldogs are starting to catch some breaks. That one will go back. It'll be a yard or two loss back to the 37. They're going to mark it at the 36. So a 3-yard loss.
It was a low snap, almost at his ankles. He just couldn't try to field it, just couldn't do it, and then Clayton went ahead and jumped on it and put some way back behind the sticks, and they've just been going backwards on this drive.
Well, you wish Howe would have come out with this defensive intensity in the first half. But look out here, 3 receivers come near side on third down and 23. And Darland is going to throw a swing pass near side. Dean caught it, but he's going to be wrestled down immediately by Cooper Jones. And he was hit. Jones almost took the ball out of his hands as it took Dean a little bit to even bring it in. He bobbled it. It hit his wet hands, and he bobbled it, and I thought Jones was going to take it away there for a minute.
I tell you what, that's why they don't pass the ball much. It just didn't look like a very clean pass, and then Dean bubbled it around about 2 or 3 times, and as soon as he secured it, Jones hammered him. The clock continues to run, though.
Boy, Jones, Howe could use a return to the house right here by Jones. Here's the punt by Darlin. It's a wobbly kick. It's going to go to the right of Jones. He's going to watch this one. And don't pick it up. It rolls inside the 30 to the, hey, Jones is one of those guys. He'll try to steal a bag in baseball when you're not looking, and, he's a daredevil. Oh, they'll spot it at the 28. And Howe's got 72 yards to go. Clock at 1:17 here in quarter number 3.
And Haley's out there.
My goodness, what a competitor and what a fighter. So 1st and 10 from your own 28, left to right. Go the Howe Bulldogs. And this is going to be a handoff near side. I believe that is Ulmer on the jet sweep, and that had no chance of going anywhere.
Gaddis did a good job of kind of scraping off and getting ready for Ulmer as he turned that corner and met her. Before he could even turn the corner, Gaddis was right there to bring him down back behind the line of scrimmage. Loss of 3 on that one.
It'll move it back to the 25-yard line. Officials timeout. And what are they doing? They're talking about does Darlin have a wristwatch on? It looked like he was pointing to his
wrist. That's what the official looked at. Yeah, point to his like where a watch would be. I don't know what he's talking about. So he'll have to come out of the game, Darlin.
He's coming out of the game. Maybe he'll stay out on offense. Wear that watch more. Haley in the gun. He's going to keep it around the right side. He's got a little bit of room to run. And he's going to gain that yard back that Ulmer lost a moment ago. Back to, I believe, the 20. Well, no.
Austin's fighting out there, y'all.
I tell you, yeah, he's
a warrior.
He really is. I mean, he's getting hit on that. He got hit on. Obviously, he got tackled on that quarterback keeper, and he's just slow getting up. You can feel him kind of grabbing that shoulder.
Boy, he was really grabbing it after the touchdown. 3rd down and 12 from their own 27-yard line. Haley drops back, wants to set up the bubble screens. Caught by Jones, but he can't escape the tackle. It was a one-on-one tackle, and I believe that was Dean over there. And he made a great tackle on Cooper Jones, and it's punt time for the Bulldogs.
I think that's going to be the last play of the 4th quarter, Monty.
It is 2-1, and that is it. We're headed to the 4th quarter in Howe, Texas, the final home game of the season. Final home game for these seniors ever. We'll be back right after this.
Austin Haley's coming to the sidelines.
Oh, no. Let's hope Haley's okay. Caroline, can you get the mic in there?
Coach, I'm starving. I can't keep going.
But you're the starting quarterback.
Coach, I can't help it. I need something quick.
Hang on. Doreen, quick. Go to Sonic, get a burger, tots, and a shake.
Make it an M&M blast.
Doreen, make that an M&M blast. Large.
Coach, I'm sorry, but Sonic of Howe is where you get great food and big smiles. It's not just good.
I know, it's Sonic good. Hang on, Doreen, bring me some onion rings. Those things really bring the hammer down.
Hello, this is Rosie the Skunk for Atmos Energy. You might think I make a bad smell, but it's nothing compared to the rotten egg smell of a gas leak, because that could be dangerous. If you think you smell, see, or hear signs of a leak, don't do anything that might cause a spark. Leave immediately. Then call 911 and Atmos Energy. There's no gray area here. When dealing with gas leaks, it's black and white. For more information, visit atmosenergy.com/gas safety.
Jones set to punt this one away. It's a bad snap. Now he's in trouble. He just tried to throw it down the field, and he hits Aiden Burris, the lineman, right in the chest. That's going to be a flag.
Oh, boy.
Boy, the wheels just... all 4 tires were just shot out by a sniper right there. And the wheels are making sparks.
I don't think he was even eligible.
I was going to say, he wasn't going to be able to catch that ball anyways, even if he did. But
yeah, that's what the flag's for, because he wasn't eligible.
Yeah, he dropped the snap and tried to punt it, and there was a man in his face, and then he had to get up and just throw it and try to hit Burris. Hit him right in the chest, dropped it, but again, he wasn't going to be eligible anyway.
Let's remember that Ryan Huff is your typical deep snapper, and he's not in the game, obviously, and Michael Riddle filling his spot right there. That made a major impact with the wet ball and everything else. So now the Bulldogs will turn around on defense, and Blue Ridge is in great shape to score right here at the Howe 22-yard line.
Again, you're going to need another stop here. Really asking your defense, try to pull one out on this possession.
11:54 on the clock from the Howe 22-yard line. And this is going to be a handoff up the middle to Dean, and he's going to be stopped near the line of scrimmage. He might gain 2 to the 22.
Who's at second at about 8?
Again, the holes that were there in the first half are not there. They've really shored up that interior line. The Bulldog defense has.
You got to tip your hat to Coach Bryan and defensive coordinator Andrew Harvey. They made a great adjustment at halftime. 2nd down and 9 coming up. I was a little out of sorts looking right there for a moment for Blue Ridge. The ball gets out of Darland's hands again, and he's going to be hit by Bo Stevens. So it's 3rd down and long, as Darland again had it bounce out of his hands on the snap.
You got to wonder if it's got to be kind of a slick ball type thing.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. It's raining like crazy.
Yeah.
So they're going to switch balls here. And they'll spot it at the 21-yard line.
Again, this clock continues to move.
10:35 left to go in the game. Darland in the gun, and he's going to turn and hand to a new running back up the middle who's going to be close to a first down, but not enough at the 15-yard line. But I would imagine they'd go for it right here. It's going to be about 4th and 3, as it appeared that it was Joshua Stroop on the carry, and surely they're going for it here, and they will. That was a huge play to take the ball down to the 18-yard line, or 14-yard line, and here's Darland hit at the line of scrimmage, and he's knocked backwards. Howe says no. Riddle and Carson Daniels right there to make the stop, and Howe's going to get the football back going the other way.
Riddle's had a good game on that defensive line.
He sure has.
He got penetration and able to hit the back right at the line of scrimmage, push it back maybe about a yard or two. And the Bulldog defense makes a big stand here in the red zone.
9:47 on the clock. Howe's got to shave this game to 10 points at least.
Haley's still out there.
And he's going to roll near side. He's just going to tuck it himself, and he's going to gain enough to the 20-yard line, or 19 perhaps. That'll be a gain of 5 to the 20.
Guys, Blue Ridge number 7, he is being literally carried off the field at the moment.
And that's about the 3rd time. That's Dickerson.
Headed to their locker room.
Yeah, he has had, I'm surprised he went out after the first time he was carried off. So he's on the near sideline, so it's not going to take a while. He's right there being carted off. Haley turns, hands, Rattler up the middle, nothing doing there. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage, maybe. And now a late flag comes in.
And Howe's clapping. I think that's going to be on Blue Ridge.
Boy, Howe could use any kind of anything like that they can get. It's going to be a unsportsmanlike conduct against Blue Ridge.
Number 66.
And that's the nose tackle, or defensive tackle, Kellen Rollins.
They need something because the first couple of plays, weren't getting much yardage. That Rattler run was only a couple of yards, so they needed something to kind of, maybe this is the spark they need here on this possession.
Ball at the 35 now. Haley in the gun sends Daniels in motion. Handoff Rattler coming near sides, finds a seam, spins out of a tackle, up to the 40. They'll spot it right there. So a gain of about 5. And Howe going complete run game. 100% complete run game. Down by 14. If Howe loses by 10, they're still the 3rd seed. They've got to get it within 10. Okay. They can't lose by more than 10. That is what I've been told. A handoff to Rattler up the middle. He gets back to the line of scrimmage. And it'll be 3rd down and 5. They can still be the 3rd seed in the playoffs and clinch that tonight as long as they don't lose by more than 10. That is my understanding.
They have to win next week too, though.
Assuming they win next week.
So they can't technically.
And I don't know that you can assume anything after the first half tonight. Haley's going to roll out looking like he's going to throw down the field, and he does, and that one's going to one-hop the defender and almost picked off.
His arm is dead.
He's got dead arm.
He just can't throw a foot downfield probably more than 10 yards, and that was about 9.
He wants off the field now. He just pointed to it and said, come on.
It's 4th down and 5, and typically you'd punt here, but not in this situation you won't. And Daniels is going to come on. I guess the big package is coming in as the slot receivers leave. There's 11 on the play clock. We'll see what happens. I think they may call. Well, they're going to have to hurry. 3. Okay. Haley's going to try to run for it on the first down. I think he may have the first down. He dove right at the pylon, and he is
There's
really
a flag on Howe, though.
Is that on Howe or Blue Ridge?
I think it's going to be on Howe. They blocked the kid into the Howe bench, and then
there's a pushing and shoving at the end.
Now they're saying it's on Blue Ridge, it looks like.
If it's on Blue Ridge, that's huge, but I think Haley may have had the first down anyway.
They have him marked right at the 45-yard line, so it would be a first down.
That's a big, huge penalty against Blue Ridge. The 15-yard variety.
So even if you wouldn't have got the first down, you get the 15 yards anyways. But he dove right at the 45-yard line. Tightrope that sideline, then dove for the 45. And would have been very close if he may have gotten it. But it won't matter because the personal foul gives him 15 yards.
There's 7:37 on the clock left in the game. Howe with a 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line. And this is going to be Rattler up the middle, nothing doing there.
Rattler, net at the line of scrimmage.
And again, there's just been not much up the middle tonight.
And I'm not saying they would.
And now all kinds of flags. And Blue Ridge
it's
players.
It's on Rattler, I'm pretty sure.
Blue Ridge players have their hands in the air. That is going to be Hayden Marshall, who had his hands in the air the whole time, and then the flags came out late. Dead ball personal foul against Howe.
Wow.
That is not
offsetting.
Oh, it's offsetting. So they're going to call it on both. Well, so after all that, it's a yard loss for Rattler. And it's 2nd down and 11, and you basically have a left-handed quarterback. Because Howe's all-time leading quarterback playing his final game at Bulldog Stadium is unable to throw the football with a bad right shoulder. Daniels comes in the backfield with Rattler. 2nd down and 11. Rattler's going to get the carry coming near side, trying to break a tackle down the sidelines. Maybe 5 to the 35-yard line, 34-yard line. 35, I guess they'll spot it.
Well, good thing on that run is he went around the edge and went out of bounds and kind of stopped the clock.
Yeah, that was very smart on Rattler's part. 6:58 on the clock. When you say stop the clock, I can't see the clock very well, so go ahead and give the time whenever you can.
Okay.
Because I have to lean way out.
6:58 left.
There you go.
You see over the blue tarp, too.
Third down and about 6 for Howe. Right to left. Haley gets it. Handoff. Rattler. No, Haley kept it, and he's hit hard. I mean, he is pounded up the middle, and that might be a helmet to helmet.
I think it's going to be on Aiden Burris, actually.
Kellen Rollins hit Haley so hard.
Now they're saying it's on Blue Ridge.
And he gets up so gingerly, and he is just getting hammered tonight.
He got hit by the biggest defensive line on Blue Ridge. And it looks like it's going to be it's a face mask.
Yeah, face mask.
And this, I tell you what, Blue Ridge defense is unraveling. It's been marred by penalties for them. I mean, it's a break for the Bulldogs, but Blue Ridge is just really shooting themselves in the foot, and Howe is.
That takes it to the 21-yard line.
Howe's capitalizing off of it.
Haley, Rattler, left hand. No, Haley kept it, and he's going to be slammed down hard. He should have handed that one off. That's going to be a loss of 2 or 3.
And I think, obviously Blue Ridge knows that he's hurting his shoulder, and I don't know. It just seems like they're really aiming for that shoulder.
I think they're piling on.
I think they are too. I think they're slow getting up off of him, just to make sure he feels every hit that they give him.
Second down and 13 for Howe. Haley, handoff Rattler, coming near side, cuts it up to the middle, spinning under the tackle, the ball is loose, and Blue Ridge has it. It's going the other way. The ball popped out at about the 12-yard line. Howe looking like they were going to at least make noise to punch it in, but the ball squirts free, and Blue Ridge takes it the other way.
Man, Rattler had it. I think he had maybe 1 or 2 more tackles to break. He spun, and when he spun, I think he got hit, and the ball just come popping out. And a turnover you never want a turnover, but this is the worst time to do it right now when you're marching down the field and 6:07 left to go in the ball game. Maybe you need one more. You need another stand here by your defense.
Walker back in the game at nose tackle. I guess they're running a 4-down lineman now.
Yeah.
So he's a defensive tackle. Snap back. Darlin escaping to the left side, and he's got a lot of room left side. Escapes more tackles, finally brought down at about the 34-yard line. So a good run there, obviously, on first down.
Hayes, number 22, making the tackle.
It's a quarterback design run, and that's the most light he's seen all the second half for Darland. And he got a big gainer out of that one.
First and 10, left to right.
5:37, 5:36, 5:35 to go.
Man. Whew. That was a huge turnover. First and 10, left to right, and this is going to be Darland cutting it back in the inside, and he's going to be brought down 2 or 3 yards up to the 39-yard line, and they're about the 35 people that are here with umbrellas. Just huge exhale right there. I'm talking about the people that are here. You're talking about parents, and even the grandparents are, they're bailing on this thing.
I mean, the rain hadn't stopped. I mean, it's come down consistently all game long.
Second down and 5, milking the clock, play clock down to 3. Darland, and the ball goes on the turf again, but it lands in the lap of Clayton, and he's got a lot of room in front of him. They get every break, and he's going to be finally caught around the 22-yard line by Rattler, who could have been called for a horse collar there, but apparently they didn't see it. And Blue Ridge is knocking on the door again at the 21-yard line.
Clay got that handoff, and it's like he bounced it like a basketball, and it just happened to get back up in his lap. And they got around that corner, and he had I believe that was Marshall out there blocking for him. Marshall or Baker out there blocking for him. And good job by Rattler with a touchdown-saving tackle. And, yeah, Blue Ridge has just gotten all the breaks, it seems like, tonight.
They come to the line of scrimmage on first and 10 at the 21-yard line. 2 backs to either side, and this is going to be a handoff to the left side. And that will be Joshua Stroop, normally lines up in the slot. Go ahead.
So, guys, if we don't win or lose by 10, what are the playoff outlook then?
Well, you still have to win next week, but it throws Blue Ridge back in the mix for the three-way tie. And it gets pretty jumbled up, and I don't know the answer. 2nd down and 10. And this will be Darland running around the left side.
About 5 yards.
And he'll, of course, gain at least 5 yards because he does nearly every single time.
Also wanted to say before the game's over, I saw Coach Simmons during senior night activities. I have not seen him during the game, so if you're listening, Coach, we miss you.
Yeah, I miss Coach Simmons.
And we'll see you next week.
Yeah. Need Coach Simmons down there for sure. Hopefully it's a dry field over in Lone Oak a week from tonight. 3rd down and 5. As again, they're milking the clock here. 2:44 on the clock. And this is a handoff up the middle and met hard at the line of scrimmage and not going anywhere is the back. And Howe calls it. Howe calls a timeout on 3rd and 5. How are we doing on spots?
We're in the postgame.
Okay. So we'll keep it here. It's 4th down and 5. And, Howe, every chance Howe had of trying to come back and sneak this thing out the back door ended on the Rattler fumble.
Yeah, I mean, they had something going on that play. But, I mean, you can't blame it on Rattler. I mean, you put yourself in this position in the first half trying to climb this big mountain of a comeback, trying to come down from, 21?
Yeah, I mean, 20. What was it? At one point, it was
21 at the half.
It was 20.
But
it was 30. It was 36-7 at one point.
Yeah,
so you're down by 29 points in this game. Yeah.
And so you kind of put yourself behind the 8 ball there and just trying to come back, and it's like you couldn't really make mistakes here in the second half, and they got a couple of stops, but then they turned the ball over and could score on a couple of drives, and yeah.
I would watch for quarterback counter to the left on 4th and 5 here, though.
So it's 4th and 5, and here comes Blue Ridge to try to seal and ice the game. Darland in the gun. He's going to keep it on the right side, cuts it up the middle, escapes a couple of tackles, dragging Jones, trying to keep him from the goal line, and the ball come out. Howe says they have it.
Ridge recovered the ball.
And it's going to be right at the first down marker, too, and I think they've got it.
Yeah, it's a first down for Blue Ridge.
That's basically going to seal the game.
That's going to be the game.
What Jones was trying to haul him down.
I know.
Trying to keep him from getting that first down.
He changed directions and tried to get across that 10 or that 12-yard line, whatever it was, and just got about half a yard, just the extra effort.
Clock winding at 2:25. I don't believe there will be any post-game celebration tonight.
Howe has 2 timeouts left.
Darland in the gun, waits for the clock to get down to 6 on the play clock. Handoff to Dean, left side. And he is going to make his way into about the 6-yard line. And again, you want to try to hold him right here and somehow figure out a way to get in the end zone to at least be within 10.
You talked about earlier just, the turnover, trying to climb up this mountain and make it a comeback. And then, too, your best player on the team in Austin Haley has a bum shoulder and can't throw the ball, 10 yards.
You've got a one-arm quarterback, and it's the wrong arm.
Yeah. Who does throw it left-handed pretty good.
He does do that. So clock winding down, and 1:24. I think it's going to be. Did they call a timeout with 1 second? I think they did. Again, it's been one of those nights that no one expected, and Howe came out in their typical 3-4 defense that has worked all year, and Blue Ridge got up by 29 points on that defense because they just ran the football in this monsoon. And then Howe made the change with a 4-man front, or put more men in the box there, daring Blue Ridge to throw, which did stop their offense quite a bit here in the second half, but not enough.
You made the stops on defense, but just couldn't capitalize on the offense.
Yeah, the offense struggling without the captain quarterback at full strength tonight. But still, what a valiant effort by Haley. My goodness.
He's in an immense amount of pain.
1:23 on the clock. And Darland is going to try to run it in from the 5-yard line, and he scores. And Blue Ridge adds 6, and it's 42-21 with $1:23 left to go in the game. What a night!
Straight up the gut by Darland, and that's going to be his third touchdown of the night, maybe.
My gosh,
that's number 4.
Yeah,
141 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Wow.
We said he was Johnny Manziel.
Yeah, he's as advertised.
8-play drive for the Tigers that went 85 yards. And it took almost 5 minutes off the clock.
Blues going to call a timeout here. They could get enough men on the field.
Yeah, one of the extra point people didn't know he was supposed to be out there.
Well, anybody expect this tonight?
No. I mean,
for the downpour, this was a lot of points scored tonight.
It was, yeah.
I did not have the over-under at 63 tonight. I did not.
Oh, I think I said 42 points, not Blue Ridge, but I did say 42.
Yeah, you did, Caroline. You
hey,
did.
now.
No one, I mean, hardly anyone, I think, would have picked Blue Ridge in this game.
No.
What is happening?
It is, it's just been a crazy night.
Who does Blue Ridge play next week? Do you know, Blake?
I think Gunner. We were talking about that.
Yeah, they play Gunner
yeah.
Okay.
They moved to 2-2 in district play, and they're going to hand it off there on the 2-point conversion. And he is slammed down. They looked like they were going to kick it, the PAT, and they hand it off.
That was a crazy 2-point conversion. I liked it, though.
I like the holder got it and just hand off to the kicker as he went full speed
and
up the middle.
And the kicker had a full head of steam. Yeah, I like that.
But he was hammered down hard, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Okay, 42-21, $1:23 left to go in the game. We'll be right back.
Buying and or selling your next home or property should be an enjoyable experience. At Texoma Land and Home Team, our commitment to the personal relationship of each transaction ensures communication you expect, while assuring that we'll be here the next time you need us. We're not a big box real estate company by design. This freedom allows us to be fully at your service. Texoma Land and Home Team, Renee Nichols Broker, 903-818-1645. Texoma Land and Home Team, for all your real estate needs, 903-818-1645.
Independent Financial is proud to support Howe ISD and their hardworking students, teachers, and staff. We share your vision for a brighter tomorrow and a championship season. For every challenge, Independent Financial has you covered. Our team can suggest a wide range of financial products to make your personal banking fast and easy. Plus, we have the know-how to deliver the game-changing business banking solutions. Independent Financial, your community in your corner. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Well, it's 42-21.
Guys, let's let y'all know that
No, it's
Garen,
not Howe. Go ahead.
Garen is warming up down.
Yeah, I see that too, Caroline.
So the Tech Wave kickoff is a squibber down the middle of the field. Rattler has it go right between his legs and picking it up, going backwards is, I think, Garrett Gibbs. But a great job by Gibbs just to be there to save the ball that went through the legs of Rattler. And Howe's going to have it at their own 20, I believe. And Langford apparently is coming in.
Is he? I see Haley in the huddle, but I don't know if that may not mean anything.
I mean, there's only
Well, here goes Langford, yeah.
1:19 left to go in the game, and it will be Langford coming in at quarterback. Rattler will be to his right.
This is the future, isn't it?
I would think so. Here's the snap, and Langford wants to throw it deep down the field. It's going to be intercepted. Very first play was picked off at the 45-yard line. He was trying to hit Cooper Jones, but another great play by Dean, who has been all over Jones tonight.
That's intercepted by Riley Baker.
I like the thought. Just go long to Jones, see if he can come with the jump ball. But
To the 2-yard line.
So Blue Ridge.
That's going to be it.
We'll take over with 114. And I would imagine that is it. Victory formation, and it is. That is, I tell you what, the people from Blue Ridge that made the trip over here, they've got to be ecstatic over what happened tonight. Probably in shock after the Leonard loss a week ago and seeing how Howe handled Leonard a few weeks ago. But a lot of things have changed since then. Howe's gone through that murderer's row of Gunner and Bells, and they've got a quarterback who's, got a bad arm.
Yeah, that's why you play the game. So,
and there's the second knee, and I think that's going to be it. And some of the players from Gaddis from Blue Ridge shakes the hands and gives a hug to Bo Stevens and Cooper Jones and Riddle, and that is it. Austin Haley gives a huge hug to Garen Langford at the 40-yard line. And just like that, Austin Haley and Carson Daniels, who have played on this field more than any Howe Bulldog that's ever worn the black and white, have played on this field. Haley with 19 games played here, and Carson Daniels with 18 games played on this field.
Congratulations.
No one has played that many.
That's a fascinating stat, too. Gosh.
4-year starters, and they are slumped over their shoulders, or shoulders slumped over their feet here as they walk off towards the sideline. And
played out here in the rain, right? And thank you, fans.
they're looking for the band for the final school song on this field. There's more to play, more games to play. This is not it.
Yeah, there's one more game. You got to win that next week. But yeah,
this is the final moment here at Bulldog Stadium for these seniors, but it's not the final moment. Carson Daniels is not putting his paws in the air, does not want to be a part of the school song. I think there's some tears that may be flowing there. You got to feel for Carson and those seniors that it's been a bad night, and he is really under some distress right now. I don't. You got to feel for those guys.
This is an emotional.
It's very emotional out there. Big hugs from everybody, but this is going to be a tough one. Austin Haley, very emotional out there, gets a hug from Bryce Crosby, and this is a tough one. It's very tough. Caroline, our sideline, Night Furniture sideline reporter, this is one for the ages. You haven't, you've been down there for 4 years now, and this may be the biggest stinger perhaps that Howe's had.
For sure. I mean, I hate to talk about these, the last few seasons, but I don't, those games and those seasons, think, that we would make the playoffs, and this was not. Obviously, we thought this game would be different, but aside from that, this team and these players they're just something special, and it's been so much fun, and I'm just proud to be a part of it, the little part I am, and but like you said, it's not over. We've still got games to play, and I will tell you, Carson is in tears down here, and it's heartbreaking.
Yeah, it's just that.
It makes me think, what will that last game be like?
Well, luckily there's another game, and there's still an opportunity.
Yeah, this is the end of the homestand, but there's still one more game to play, and possible a chance for playoffs.
Leonard has a pretty tough schedule. Their back end, I don't believe
They had Gunner tonight, and it was 49-0 at the half.
Yeah.
And I believe they play Bells next week.
Yeah.
So they had the gauntlet themselves.
They did.
Yeah,
Right on the backside. So, they've got 3 losses, obviously. Howe now with 3 losses. And Blue Ridge now has 2 losses.
Yeah, Blue Ridge and Leonard. Well, Leonard only has 2 as well right now.
Yeah, but one would imagine they would finish with 3.
Yeah, next week with
Bells. Look out. You can see it stacking up here with Howe, Leonard, and Blue Ridge with 3 losses.
And with both them playing playing Gunner and Bells next week, Howe plays Lone Oak. Whose Lone Oak is,
you would imagine everybody will finish with 3 losses.
So it'll be a 3-way tie, correct?
Yeah, that appears to be the situation. Howe could be the number 4 seed with a win next week. But boy, that's a first-round matchup with Palmer instead of Scurry Rosser, which you feel pretty good about maybe being able to handle.
Got to have a healthy quarterback too, though.
You got to figure out that. I don't know. I don't know how you can fix a shoulder in
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Assuming they Blue Ridge and Leonard lose next week to Gunner and Bells, and Howe obviously wins, can they still get the 3rd seed though?
No, I think that 3rd seed is gone. I believe.
I don't know how the tiebreaker
because they had to stay within 10 tonight.
Okay.
Because Blue Ridge only lost that one game.
Blue Ridge lost to Leonard by
4. No, 6. It was 6. 20-14.
Yeah. So, and Howe won over Leonard by a lot.
Yeah.
Well over the 15-point margin. So
it'd be Blue Ridge that could possibly get the 3rd spot then.
It could be Blue Ridge in the 3rd spot, yes. And then Howe in the 4th spot.
Because both of Blue Ridge's wins are over. Well, I think it matters on Howe's win next week. As long as Howe beats Lone Oak by 5, well, then Blue Ridge has the head.
It doesn't go into the tiebreaker, though. It doesn't factor into the tie. The tiebreaker, I believe, only matters on the 3-way tie between those 3 teams.
So what's the first thing? Head-to-head, but they all beat each other?
Yeah, they all beat each other, I think.
Yeah.
It's going to be with point system.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's going to be Blue Ridge getting the.
I think Blue Ridge gets they basically secured the 3 seed tonight
because for the 3rd seed tonight.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Because both of their wins are over 15.
And if they lost, they could have been out.
Yeah.
So they had everything to play for tonight.
And they would have because Leonard's win was only by 6, so that takes them out. And then Blue Ridge has the head-to-head over Howe. So I see Blue Ridge as the 3, Howe the 4.
Yeah.
If Howe wins and Blue Ridge and Leonard lose.
And nothing is guaranteed. We saw in the first half tonight, nothing is guaranteed.
And again, with Haley not knowing what's going on with him,
you may have Gary Langford at quarterback.
And Lone Oak will be 0-9, and it's their senior night. They don't want to finish the season 0-10 next week.
All right, guys. I did ask Coach Brian if he wanted to talk, and he does not want to talk. And there's a ton of emotion on this field right now. It's a lot. It's a lot.
I think this is going to be a pretty quick post-game show. I'm going to go home and listen to Scoggins Funeral Home ads for the rest of the evening.
I got to say, it's hard. The train's coming in right now. It's hard to walk off this field knowing this is the last season. The season has just been so special, and it
has been.
It is.
I haven't even thought about that. I've talked about Haley and Daniels and having their final game here for the season, but I never even thought about it being our final game. As weird as that sounds, it's our final.
And my last home game.
I thought the Blizzard. I was kind of looking for special things out of this last game. I've got an app, and I was going to have you turn that thing on tonight.
Yeah, we've been planning on having you turn the victory light on the last win.
It didn't work out.
Well, hopefully next week they get the win and
you light it up.
Yeah, not in the season because next week get a win and you're in. Hopefully that's how it works.
I believe it is.
I believe so too.
But you've got to recover from this thing and have a quick, you got to get over it very quickly. You can't let this one linger. You got to get over it very quickly. Hey, we've got to timeout we need to take. We're going to take one. We'll be right back right after this.
Who's your local plumber? Brother Plumber. It's good to know someone local and someone you can trust when your home or office drops the ball.
Main line break, 15 yards.
Brother Plumber is plumb professional and serves not only Howe, but also all of Grayson County. And you can save yourself 10% if you mention Go Bulldogs. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. We'd love to help. Brother Plumber is one call away at 469-968-4487. Visit us online at brotherplumber.com. Remember, Go Bulldogs.
Hi, this is Matt Linder with Linda Hamill Insurance. Your home field is where everything happens. And I'm not talking about Bulldog Stadium. We're talking about your home, your car, and your life. For over 30 years, we've been offering bundle discounts on home, auto, and life. We offer Germania and Progressive insurance protection, as well as many others to suit your needs. Call us today at 903-965-4098 or come by and see us at 106 North Broadway in Bells, Texas. That's 903-965-4098.
This is Michelle Castle with Guild Mortgage, welcoming you to Howe Bulldogs football. Guild has been delivering on the promise of home to hundreds of thousands of people just like you for over 60 years. With a big heart and a desire to serve, we're committed to making life better in our communities. This is where we live, and we're committed to building it with you.
Guild Mortgage Company, Equal Housing Opportunity Company, NMLS number 3274. Michelle Castle, NMLS number 231122. Branch address 714 North Travis Street, Sherman, Texas 75090. All loans subject to underwriter approval. Terms and conditions apply. Subject to change without notice.
You're listening to the Texas Land and Home Realty Team post-game show. Now let's go back to the stadium with Caroline Slauson, Justin White, Jake Roberts, and Blake Burnett.
Poor Caroline, who was soaked tonight. She's already exited Bulldog Stadium, and I don't blame her. She was engulfed out there in the rain that was coming down all night. We're going to do some highlights for you before we do the stats. Let's start this thing. It was Howe who won the coin toss and took the ball first from their own 47-yard line, and it was Austin Haley on the third play went 54 yards. Haley to Ulmer. Ulmer did the work. It was Haley's 50th career touchdown. Let's hope it's not his last. He's got a really bum shoulder. 3 plays, 53 yards on the drive, 7-0. Howe in the lead with 11 minutes left to go in the first. Blue Ridge took it, and we thought, well, it was going to be the same old as Howe had the early lead. But on the second play of Blue Ridge's drive, it was Colby Gelvin for 57 yards. Two plays, 68 yards for Blue Ridge. The PAT was not good, so it left it at 7-6 with a Howe lead with 10-12 left to go in the first. Howe was forced to punt, and that's kind of where everything started changing. Blue Ridge got it at their own 41-yard line. They went 9 plays, 59 yards, and capped it off with this Marshall touchdown. Marshall also got the 2-point conversion, and they took their first lead of the night, 14-7, with 6:18 left to go in the second quarter. Howe took it at their own 40, drove it all the way down the field to the 25-yard line, faced a fourth down, and Haley threw up a prayer. It was intercepted by Hayden Dean, 8 yards deep in the end zone. Blue Ridge took it at their own 20 and drove 8 plays, 80 yards, and it was a 1-yard touchdown by Darland. The 2-point conversion was no good, and Blue Ridge led 20-7 with 10:22 left to go in the second, and we started to get a little nervous. And we got further nervous when Rattler fumbled on the next possession, which gave Blue Ridge the ball at their own 36-yard line, and it was a 31-yard touchdown by Darland. That made it 28-7. With 9:21 left to go in the second. The turnover might have been the dagger in the heart of the Howe Bulldogs, and they took it at their own 30-yard line and had to punt. Blue Ridge took it at their own 16-yard line and guess what? It was Darland again. 5 plays, 84 yards on the drive. They made it 36-7 with 3:48 left to go in the second quarter. Howe, though, trying to get back in the game right before the half, started at their own 38-yard line and drove 62 plays, and it was a 6-yard touchdown by Haley. He also added a 2-point conversion to get Howe within 36-15 at the half. We move on over to the second half where Blue Ridge took the ball first. Howe made some really nice defensive adjustments and forced a punt, their first punt of the night. Howe took the ball at their own 5, but the offense couldn't help with Haley's bum shoulder, and they had to punt. Blue Ridge again was forced to punt. Haley took it at the 44-yard line of Blue Ridge, and it took them 44 yards to score. 25 yards for Haley on the ground. That made it 36-21 with 4 minutes left to go in the third, and you thought, okay, things are starting to go our way a little bit after Blue Ridge was forced to punt again. But Howe was forced to punt again deep in their own territory, but a bad snap caused Cooper Jones to throw the ball instead of punt it away, and it hit Aiden Burris, and that's an illegal man downfield, which gave it to Blue Ridge at the Howe 22-yard line, but Howe, defensive again, turned them away, gave it back to Howe at the 15-yard line. They drove it all the way down the field, looking to get within that magical 10 points. Got to the 24-yard line, and Rattler fumbled as he was trying to spin out of another tackle, and Blue Ridge took possession at their own 15-yard line, drove 8 plays, 85 yards, and guess who scored the touchdown? From the 5, and that sealed our scoring at 42-21 with 1:23 left to go in the game. And Austin Haley in the rain and Carson Daniels, they walk off Bulldog Stadium field for the final time, as those two have played more games here at this stadium than any other Howe Bulldog players in the history of the program dating back to 1935.
You know, I remember when we first started their freshman year, you know, when Austin Haley was a 14-year-old quarterback starting out. And then, you know, Carson Daniels was in the backfield with him. And, you know, can't believe it's ending now. But it just seemed like it was just last week we were starting their careers as freshmen.
I think we're ready for Stats Blizzard.
Yes.
Take it away.
All right, we'll start with, we'll just do Howe's first. I got them up here. Antoine Rattler and Austin Haley both had 70 yards rushing. Austin Haley 15 carries, Antoine Rattler 19 carries. Rattler did have 2 fumbles. Austin Haley did have 2 rushing touchdowns. Cooper Jones 3 carries, 3 yards. Carson Daniels 1 carry, 1 yard. And Braden Ulmer 1 carry, but he lost 5 yards on a jet sweep. Austin Haley had 101 yards passing, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. Braden Ulmer, 2 catches, 54 yards and a touchdown. Cooper Jones, 2 catches for 40 yards. And Colin Murphy, 1 catch for 7 yards. We don't have defensive stats tonight. I'm sorry. My papers got wet up top, so I apologize for that. Brody Darland, the leading rusher for Blue Ridge tonight, had 23 carries for 141 yards and 4 touchdowns. Gelvin had 1 carry for 57 yards and a touchdown. Dean had 11 carries for 104 yards. Clayton had 6 carries for 73 yards. Marshall, 3 carries for 24 yards and a touchdown. And Straup had 3 carries for 8 yards for Blue Ridge. And Blue Ridge completed 1 pass for -2 yards on the night.
All right.
Well, is there any more to say?
No, let's get out of here.
Let's get out of here. It's still pouring, guys.
It is.
And Blizzard's up on the top of the roof here.
Yeah.
I've been in the rain all night.
There's no hazard pay, guys. I'm sorry. But, hey, there is another week. And if you take care of business next week, then there's another week.
Yeah.
So, and Howe needs a week in the playoffs. They need a week. After the 0-22, and nobody likes to talk about that anymore. But one game, even if it's Palmer in one round, this team needs a playoff game badly.
Yeah, especially just to kind of, make you forget a little bit more, and make it all the hard work you put in worth it, here this season.
So for everyone who's been a part of this one, including Justin White, Caroline Slauson, Jake Roberts, Blake Burnett, I'm Monty Walker. So long, everybody.
You've been listening to the Texas Land and Home Realty Team post-game show. Howe Bulldogs football is a product of Studio 42. The full replay of the game will be available within minutes on this same link on YouTube and HoweEnterprise.com. Howe Bulldogs football is brought to you by Scoggins Funeral Home, Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, Independent Financial, GCEC, Sonic of Howe. Also brought to you by Michelle Castle Guild Mortgage, Atmos Energy, Corey Hernandez State Farm, Rapid Electric, Brother Plumber, Attorney Micah Belden. Also brought to you by Howe Athletic Booster Club, Linda Hamill Insurance, Michelle Carney Photography, Hit Exteriors LLC, TechWave, Night Furniture, Bullard Construction. Also brought to you by All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights, Texoma Land and Home Realty Team, Don's Smokehouse, Goodfellas Barbershop.
Turn out the lights. The party's over. They say that all.